And we are live. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the next episode of Sword of Victory. The year is 486. This will be our last 486 episode, which has been a really long year. We're on episode 4 of 486 now, because it started with the Sword Lake quest. So it's been a minute. Let's go ahead and do some introductions. I'm Bob, I'm the GM. We are continuing forward at a snail's pace towards progression, and we are going to learn more finally about these characters. I think we're getting to know them a bit more every episode. I think it was Liam that originally mentioned that it feels like we're coming off the original Star Wars trilogy characters and onto like some what was it? What were the extended universe characters?
Yeah.
But now they're starting to feel more cemented. I'm seeing some arcs coming up. It's looking good, and happy to be here tonight. We'll go over to Thomas now.
Hello, I'm Thomas. I'll be playing Sir Edrich of House Winterbourne, Stoke. Last year was very bad for Edrich, but this year's shaping up to be okay. He only fell into a crippling depression once and came out through the use of completely non-magical potions, which I'm assuming is cocaine.
Me too. I usually assume cocaine's at fault for most things, so works. Mark.
Hello, I am Mark, and today I'll be playing Sir Florence of Idmiston, who last time was doing very well, surprisingly. And I'm ready to kind of fuck up that goodwill as we begin today's session.
Sounds about right. Like, things worked really well last time. I'm waiting for that to turn. Yeah. Liam.
Hi, everybody. I am Liam. I'm playing Sir Perin of Durnford, and I have been looking forward to the end of this year for a while. So we're gonna get into some territory here.
All right. Back to cocaine conversations, because that came up when we thought we were muted but weren't last time, which is pretty great. Okay, so tonight's scene opens with Sir Edrich in a prison. Give me a con roll, good sir.
Absolutely. But bear with me for a moment. This is not my strong suit. However, with the 3 I succeeded.
Perfect. The wounds were pretty significant, but you were tended to quite carefully in Kent. And a month or two passed before things changed. You found yourself tended to by a number of Saxons, each of them quiet. They would feed you, they would look after your wounds, but they would not greet or retreat with you, even if you tried. They wouldn't tell you anything about your situation or anything at all. In tonight's scene, the door opens, and it's a particularly bright day, so it's just like, when you're surrounded by darkness, and all of a sudden there's a giant ray of light that's blinding you right now.
There's a wince and a grimace on Edric's face as he holds up his hand, but he still keeps his eye on the door and whoever's coming through it. Never know when they'll come with the axe.
You see someone kind of approaching. It's hard to tell who they are, but they seem to be looking you over. At first you think this must be the healer trying to tend to you again. But maybe give me an awareness roll since you are blinded. That's probably the biggest difficulty you have.
Absolutely. Oh, Ooh, 19. So close to a fumble, but I'm pretty good.
Maybe let's start the scene there. Like, you can't really get a good picture of the person. You see that there's a couple of guards standing by as well.
Who's there?
Shh, they say. You can tell that they seem to be like administering to you, but they're not exactly touching you. It's more like, you feel like them start to move the cloth over your wound, but that's happening like just now.
Yeah. Edrich is not terribly accustomed to pain, but these last couple of weeks have been pretty painful, so he's used to this feeling, this sensation. As he went from incredible darkness to blinding light to the regular amount of darkness again, he looks around, tries to get his bearing. This is the first time he's been sort of interacted with. So he's going to say, right, forgive me. Who are you? I've not seen you before. He doesn't even know if he has. He's just making a guess.
You find silence in response to your questions, but they seem to continue to study the wound. And then finally they stand up. And for a second as they stand up, they block out some of the light, and you get a better picture of them. You see her turn and start to walk out, and you hear her say in Cymric to the other Saxons, she says, "He is ready to travel. I will take him upon the morrow."
Edrich knows he's traveling. He doesn't know who this woman is, but he'll keep an eye out for her later on. This might be a chance to escape, or at least learn more about his situation. But for now, the pain of the wound kind of gets to him again. And I assume that's when we can end.
Indeed. All right, so we're going to go to our Salisbury map. It has been a minute since we've looked at this thing. That was.
I miss home.
Right. I think that's just it. It's been a while. It has been a while. We're going to do some rolls, and we're going to focus in on each of you, kind of some of the events and things going on around home. That is the primary focus. So I know that Winterbourne Stoke is technically probably the closest place to come back to, considering where you're coming from, further west.
Yes,
but I
coming
think
from Cornwall.
But I think in this case we're gonna focus in on Idmiston first. So Mark, why don't you go ahead and give me an awareness roll as you start to ride into home. You see your wonderful Idmiston, the sight of it. Spent a lot of time out of home, and you're probably more than happy to kind of return back to your duties here, I'd assume, or maybe not.
Indeed. It's good to be home. Yep, real good to be home.
Real good to be home. You don't recognize it right away, but when you go to the stables, you find that there are other horses present. So it looks like you have some kind of unexpected guest.
Huh. Well, Sir Florence would, of course, dismount his horse, leaving it to the... I imagine there'd be a stable boy or something along those lines. And he'd just make his way into his manor, expecting to see his guests somewhere around, if not in the main hall.
Okay. You find yourself greeted first by your uncle. What was it? Was it Bledig, right? Wasn't that his name? Let me see.
Bledig.
There he is. There's our guy. There's our guy. Yeah, he
Eh.
smiles. Florence, you're home.
Uncle. Yes, it has been quite a journey, and it is definitely good to be back. I'd noticed a few extra horses here. Did we by chance have guests?
We do. We do. Now listen, I think it's best that you be surprised, so I ought not tell you. I think it will come off more
Okay.
sympathetic. More sympathetic. For now, your brother Rodri and his new wife, Abele, they are trading with our guest, waiting your arrival.
Ah, good. In which case, I shall put on my best surprised face.
Oh, I don't think you'll need to. That's just it. Okay. So, what do you want to do with this, Mark? You got Edrich here. What do you what would you do first? So you know where they are. They're like in one of the like sitting rooms, basically, right? Where one might read or lounge. That's where they've been.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, Florence has been on the road for a bit, so he's going to take some time to dress, in something more comfortable than his riding clothes. And also something just a bit more fanciful.
you know what?
He doesn't really know anything about fashion, but
I think we'll say
he
that
is something.
they're in your garden, like they're in your your courtyard, like leisurely area in the back of. I think it'd make more sense. It's still summer as you arrive home, like nearing the end of it.
Yeah. In which case, Florence takes a little bit of time to dress into his finest, kind of, riding his hair a little bit, as he kind of makes his way out in his stunning glory into the garden, kind of taking a brief moment to kind of, pick a rose from the garden just to carry with him, just in case.
Okay. And just checking something. Okay.
I love Florence so much.
So, as you exit out the back, heading for your courtyard, you spy three figures. You actually have not met Rodri's betrothed because you were away during his wedding, right? Her name is Obilot. Obilot. I just want to get that out there. It's probably a better pronunciation. Is that French? Is there Obelat or something? Omelette?
Hello.
Obelo.
Probably
Well,
based off of a French name, but it doesn't look particularly French.
No. I might tweak that a bit. But she's here. She is from Toulouse, Aquitaine. So basically France. Right?
Oh,
This
it's
time.
probably French name then.
Yeah. Well, maybe not. Depends on what the role thing
That's
was.
true.
And then there's your brother Rodri, who, as we recall, Rodri is your secondary PC, right?
Yep.
So we don't know a ton about him yet. We should probably give him some stuff. Like, I think outside of this episode, we should definitely get those secondary PCs rolled up because they can get checks on things, right? Like, as they act as like a semi NPC PC, they can get little checks on certain things. So it might be of value to do so. But nevertheless, the two of them are treating with not too much to your surprise from what you gathered. The Baroness is here.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Give me
Yeah. So yeah.
Give me an intrigue roll. I will take intrigue or courtesy.
Taking courtesy.
Okay.
Success.
So, courtesy is more, I'm going to represent more about noticing than having insight into. Insight into would have been intrigue. Courtesy is more, you're just quick to notice. The moment you walk in, you can tell her eyes look puffed up. She's clearly been crying, like lots. Though she's done her best to look proper, and she's not crying in front of them right now. But as you come out the door, she stands and looks at you.
Lady Pomponia, Baroness, it is truly a pleasure to see you again. As he would approach her.
Let's see. Oh yeah, she fails. So she begins to cry at seeing you. And Roderick's like, we should leave the two of you. And then, actually, it's probably his wife. She's probably more capable at that than Rodri is. So she grabs Rodri's hand and says, come, husband, let us go back inside. Leave these two. It was a pleasure, she says, and Pomponia nods her head.
Florence would nod to his new sister-in-law with a quiet thank you before making his way over to the Baroness. And kind of, in a rare moment of sincerity for Florence, he kind of lightly brings his hands to hers and kind of raises them slightly as he looks into her eyes. My dear lady, what seems to be the matter?
How much of this is a show versus a concern, a legitimate concern for our dear Florence?
I would say this is a legitimate concern. You know, it's not good when a lady cries.
Yeah. Because
a lady should have no reason to be sad ever if a man is doing his job. That kind of thing. Yeah, I think this is probably one of the rare moments where there isn't that kind of showmanship that Florence is normally known for.
Mm-hmm.
Truly rare moments of sincerity.
She looks surprised at your reaction, and she says, have you not heard?
I've been away for quite some time. I'm afraid I did not have much news of the kingdom, as it were. Tell me, what is it that has happened?
She considers, and she starts to compose herself a bit. She says, you're familiar with the war in South Caerwent, right? That the Saxons had landed in Caercolin and claimed it last year. So this is she's referencing the Saxon shore, by the way.
Yeah. Goes. Yes, I remember it being quite concerning news at the time, as the situation worsened.
She nods. She seems to be like attempting to compose herself to the best of her ability. She says, we staged our war against them in southern Caerwent, keeping them at bay. And I trusted Sir Marvis. I trusted him to be wise. He was a veteran after all. But he saw a weak force of Saxons, what they were willing to show him. And he marched forth. He brought the boy with him. It was an ambush.
I see.
And then she starts to weep. They put both their heads on a spike.
My dear lady, that is horrific. Those barbaric monsters.
They've taken Caerwent now. Anyone who remains is stuck without supplies in their castles or their keeps. I was ordered to flee, and so I did.
I see. Oh, my dear Pomponia. I only wish I could have been here to help.
All right. So real quick, Mark. How much of this is like? Are you moving into courting her at this point?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Okay.
Ah! I believe in you, buddy. You can do it. You can do anything you put your mind to.
So there is a real trick with this one, and the trick is
You've got a shoulder Perin and a shoulder Edrich.
romance is what happens when you start to move out of flirting and into courting proper. And if I recall, it's not one of Florence's strong suits.
No, his romance is shit.
Do you want to
But
draw
I do
on
have
any
some
particular
passions.
passions? Indeed. You're picking up on what I was
Yes.
saying.
Yeah, no, I get that. I would like to roll hospitality, as it is Florence's goal in this to be as hospitable as possible, for she's gone through quite a trial. Quite a horrific scenario, and he wants to do everything he can to be both a good host and to prove himself as a man in her eyes.
Do you have a directed trait for Pomponia?
No,
Not yet? Okay.
not yet.
All right. So go ahead and make your hospitality roll.
The shoulder Perin's like, go for it, do it, I believe in you. And the shoulder Edrich is like, no, seize them, you fools.
Stop, you idiot!
Oh, you're so hospitable, dude. You're like,
He's extremely hospitable. Alright, so I believe I'm not at the point where that's like extra bonuses. I think it's still a +5.
Yeah.
With an
If you got a crit
18?
for that, though, it would have been a +10.
Yeah.
What's that
Alright,
put you up to?
It puts me up to 8.
I will allow you an additional plus, let's say 1 for previous successful flirting.
Alright. That's +6 to guess, and a total of 9. Let's go.
Okay. There you go.
Hell yes.
Woo!
You got this.
So we won't play too much into this. I think I think she'll accept any sort of small interactions with you that you'll take. So holding hands, anything like that. So.
I think it's mostly Florence just consoling her and just spending the time with her so she's not like alone. And that's kind of the thing he puts forward, that she's not alone and he's here for her and things like that.
If you'll let her, she'll weep on your shoulder for a while, like in a hug.
Yeah, you would of course let that.
Okay. She's not exactly in the mood for anything else. So
that's fair.
Yeah.
Your nephew just died.
Yeah.
It does kill the mood. Any mood.
Yeah.
So, and you know too, Lucius is like 6? Was 6 this year?
I was about to say, was sick.
Yeah.
God, it's so dark. I'm sorry. Yeah, that's fucking unfortunate.
So is there anything else you want to do with this moment? If not, I will continue. I'm going to vignette, so I'm going to cycle around to people. And
No, I think I'm pretty much done with this moment. I think pretty much gotten everything with it.
Okay.
Other stuff would come later.
All right. So we're going to shift over to Liam next. I just want to see what I had here.
Me?
That's fine. You'll be okay.
After that scene? I don't know, man.
All right. I'm going to give you an intrigue roll as you enter Durnford in this case.
Okay.
Go ahead and test intrigue.
Intrigue, gotcha. Okay. That's wonderful. That's great.
It's just the way the rolls are going. When it counts, you'll get it back. That's the law of averages, I've decided.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. There's a knight waiting for you as you arrive.
As Perin sees them, they'll kind of ride forward. Can I make a recognize roll? Is that doable?
Yep.
That's a success on that one, baby!
Okay. Ordinary.
I will say that I did not make a heraldry roll, so I probably won't recognize their heraldry regardless.
You just recognize their face, right?
Yeah, correct.
Okay. So you're confused for a second. You're like, who the hell is this? And then you realize that you've seen them. And you're trying to place where. And you realize that your sister, Heliop, was married last year.
Yes, that's right.
Yeah.
Oh no, that's right. I believe I broke off her marriage with a certain person to
Correct.
give her a more beneficial one. That's right. Okay.
But you recognize this guy, and he is not someone you have to worry about. It takes you a minute to kind of put together. You remember him as Caranog.
Caranog.
Yeah, Sir Caranog.
As Perin gets closer, they'll call out and they'll go, yeah. Sir Caranog, right?
Ah, good memory, Sir Perin. I've just arrived. Forgive me, but I have not acquainted myself to your new, or to your family's heraldry at this point.
Ah,
I'm to be your household knight.
is that so?
Yes, it was the established deal of your steward on behalf of your sister's hand to her new husband in Warlord.
That's right. Well, we're delighted to have you, Sir Caranog. Why don't you ride with me? I'll give you the run of the place, understanding of where things are at, but well, don't feel the need to get too situated too soon. We're in no hurry right now, so feel free to take your time to get acquainted with the people and the land, besides this little tour.
Oh, I was supposed to tell you, your uncle, or sorry, not your uncle, your aunt, Lady Fior, she wished to speak with you once you returned.
Of course.
Have you been updated on the situation in the Saxon Shore?
I've heard some rumblings, but nothing specific. I imagine it's not going well.
Indeed. Sir Maddock rides with an army. They plan to counter-raid, but I think too much was lost with the Duke's death.
Well, I do hope that Sir Maddock, Prince Maddock, does well. The boy's young, but so are so many of us.
You recognize this guy because he is from the same area, the same county of Huntland that you spent most of your squireship.
Right.
So this would be like a neighbor-ish kind of person, someone down the road.
I would have seen him more than once, probably. Yeah. Perin kind of smiles and goes, "Would you like to ride with me, and I'll give you the lay of the land?"
Please.
And Perin will just kind of go about the peasants that live in the area, and where our local features are before finally coming back to the manor and getting him acquainted with the house staff, and just kind of making sure that he's comfortable and feels like he is being valued and appreciated.
All right.
These are all things that he could figure out from something else, but that little bit of extra effort is valuable.
Yeah, why don't you take generous. Say.
Generous. Hell yeah, I'm very generous already.
So after you kind of give the guy a tour of your place, you find yourself back before your uncle, or your aunt. I keep saying your uncle. Your aunt, Lady Fleur. You're the one with the aunt steward. They're the ones with the uncle stewards.
Correct. As she kind of arrives, I'll make sure that, she's got... I mean, she's been traveling, so I'll make sure that she's got food prepared, and, she can just basically come right in, feed herself, and then if she wants to talk, she can.
Yeah, so this is, probably less her, waiting for you, and more you both getting in and her quickly getting back to her duties as you get back to yours. So this is like an evening.
Gotcha. Okay. In that case, Perin will, as soon as they're free, go and seek them out.
I forgot she went to the wedding. That was what happened. So with Lady Fleur, she probably does this over dinner, towards the end of dinner. You see a small stack of what looks like letters.
So, our new household knight, Sir Jignal, said that you wanted to speak to me about something?
Yes. You had asked me to assist you with Lady Bronwyn. Bronwyn.
Yes. I have to admit, my trip to Cornwall has somewhat confused me. I hoped that you'd be able to give me some proper advice.
Advice? Well, you have heard what's been happening at the Saxon Shore, correct?
Briefly, I hear that it's not going well and that Maddock's mustering an army.
It's been claimed by the Saxons. The boy Duke is dead.
Oh, that is quite terrible news.
Many were able to flee further west before before being properly sieged, but there are those that still remain, and there are those still unaccounted for. Sir
I
Perin,
see.
she says kind of formally, do you recall that Lady Bronwyn is from Caerwent?
I do. Yes.
There's no reply to your previous letter. I'm afraid that Lady Bronwyn might be amongst the unaccounted for.
Perin just kind of leans back in the seat for a moment, and you realize, Fleor would probably realize that Perin is confused. It's just a moment of him not understanding what he's feeling right now. I see. Well, that's... I suppose we should hold out hope. At least for a time.
We can take a more active role if you wish House Durnford to do so. We do have a new household knight. We could send them out east for further information. Though with the raids and counter raids, it might be dangerous to do so.
Well... I think I need to make a roll for that. A trait roll. Would you say that would be an just versus arbitrary? Potentially?
Yeah, that sounds good, actually. Ooh.
Uh-oh.
Oh!
Oh, no!
I think we need... That's definitely a tick in arbitrary there.
I think that's a ticket. Damn it! I like being just. Okay. I think Perin's quiet for a long moment before he goes. I don't think we can afford it right now. With Sir Chignall new, it would be unwise to risk losing him so soon. But if you are willing, I'd like you to continue to send out feelers. Just whatever we can. A little bit further east. A little bit further west. Hopefully she's simply been forced to flee and isn't... Of course.
Of course, Perin. I think if that's what you think best.
Right. I see. Was there anything else?
Dallin never wrote back about the ferry in Winterbourne Stoke.
No, of course. I know he's busy building something of his own down there.
Right.
I understand.
Yes. Give me an intrigue roll, actually. I want a contested one here.
Well,
Hard to...
that's a success, but that ain't a great success.
Oh!
There's
Delightful.
There's
You
some,
love to see it.
There's something in Lady Fleor's face, and you pick it up, and it throws you off. But it's literally when you said he. When you said he's building something, she's sort of just almost like she was you see that face. You've seen that face on her. It's her recalling something as you mentioned he was building something. And then her reply was, "You're right, he is." And that kind of just sits with you a moment as she kind of excuses herself, and she says, "If there's nothing else."
He's quiet for a second, and he makes it clear in his like body language that he noticed it. But he goes, "No, I think not. Why don't you take tomorrow off? Make sure you, in the morning, send whatever letters you need to, and then take the day to rest. I'll have to begin preparing to make my trip to Winterbourne Stoke when I can."
Very well. All right. We're going to go back to Edrich here.
My wife.
My wife.
My wife.
You know what's wild is we randomly
Bad
rolled
brat.
where she's from. That's the wild part.
Yeah.
I know.
Like I said in chat, no mortal can slay Bronwyn. She's too angry and too good at knives.
I would have said the same thing about. Never mind. Moving on.
Let me test something here real quick. Actually, we're not going to test yet. We're going to go and focus back in on our pale Edrich.
Alrighty.
Edrich, you find yourself walking down the hall towards your uncle, Beldrick. You can just hear, it's one of those scenes where you can hear like your footsteps like clacking on the stone as you walk. And you find yourself kind of back in your head again for a minute. You recall being dragged out towards a longboat, Saxon ship. You find yourself in the presence of the Lady Saxon that was before you, and in a retinue of like 6 or 7. You can test heraldry if you'd like.
Now, especially in his condition, Edrich wouldn't have been the best at it. So I'm gonna make the roll, but I promise absolutely nothing. Failure.
You don't really recognize a lot of the Saxon heraldry is more simplistic, and so it's hard to recognize a distinction between them because it doesn't necessarily follow the quality of standards that Cymric heraldry and mainland heraldry does.
3 wolf's head arguing over a bone. 4 wolf's heads arguing over a bone. A bear.
And
Okay.
a lot of them are just gyronese on round shields too, like
Mm,
you know, of different colors, so it's not super helpful.
yeah.
But what you do notice is that she seems to be commanding the small retinue. She speaks a bit broken Cymric, but she does speak it, and she says, "You're going to be boarding with us. What is your name, knight?"
I am Edrich, he says with a mouth that's cracked from not enough water and not enough food. I imagine, though I was taken care of, I wasn't taken care of to a great extent. But his eyes still gleam with just analytic attention as he takes in everything around him. Edrich of Winterbourne Stoke.
She kind of walks around you for a second, and she kind of puts her hand like on the top of your head, ruffles your hair for a minute, and then she grabs your hair and kind of pulls your head back a bit.
Are Edric's hands bound?
They are
Got you. Behind, back, or in front?
behind for this part of it.
Got you. In that case,
You may
there's not much
struggle.
he can do as his. If he can't struggle in a way which will bring victory, he won't struggle very much. Just like enough to let her know that he is not broken, but just kind of getting an eyeful, looking at her face.
Is there maybe a valorous test on this one, just to stay like confident, like the way you're not used to having that kind of thing happen unless.
No, it's very unusual for
yeah.
Edric. But he knows if he shows weakness, then they can continue to take advantage of that. So I'm gonna try for valorous. Success.
You maintain your composure. You look like brave and confident as this happens. You see her,
even if he doesn't particularly feel it, he has to show it.
The camera view like pulls into her side as her hand reaches to it, and you're like, oh, here comes a dagger. But you see her pull up a water skin, and she takes a sip of it first, and then holds it out to you. And then if you do you part your lips?
He does. He's seen that it's not poisoned, so he's into it.
She basically will let you drink as much of it as you're capable of drinking.
Edric is thirsty, but he is also quite temperate. He stops after he is sated and no more. If they're going to be on a long boat, it's gonna come in handy at some point.
Are you sure about that? Test temperate versus indulgent here, I think.
Oh, okay, let's see how it goes.
Only because you wanted to be temperate. Only because you wanted to.
Oh, success on temperance.
Odds are good. Odds are real good.
Odds are good. Oh, critical on indulgent.
Not good enough. You've been
not good enough. That 5%. I have been through the ringer. I am extremely thirsty. My lips are cracked. My tongue feels like leather in my mouth. I am drinking this water.
You got it.
Until I am either told to stop or it's taken away.
Yeah, she'll let you, and you see one of the guards step up like to say enough, and she kind of like holds him back and lets you basically you drain her entire water skin. Yeah.
Thank you, he's going to say as he's finished, seeming not back to his normal self, far from it. He's very wounded, he's quite pale, perhaps infection has set in a little. He's coming back from 0 HP at this point. But he does seem much better, a bit more color in his face, and he gives a grateful nod to this as yet unnamed lady. Even if there is still defiance, suspicion, and of course that analytical gleam in his eye.
She, as you board the ship, she looks to you. She doesn't respond to your thank you, by the way. She just kind of nods to it. And as you board the ship and things are kind of underway and they look like they're about to set sail, she points to herself and says, Oslif.
Oslif, he repeats, in the understanding that that is her name.
You can make a rare boating roll here, good sir. Also, tick indulgent.
Oh no. I don't like that. Okay, boating. I have a boating skill of 1.
Never know.
Let's see how.
Go get him, buddy.
You never know.
Oh,
You do.
so
Oh Christ!
Oh.
So close. So close. Oh man. I kind of wish now I had activated a passion, but yes.
Passion
here's
for
the
boating.
Edrich has not been on the water, and if he hasn't been on a Saxon boat. So he's like, okay, I kind of No, everything's shifting.
You can tell you're heading north along the north shore from Kent.
Yes.
That could
Well,
be...
I mean, you'd have to, right?
Yeah.
That could be literally anywhere in England.
Exactly. And we'll kind of... So you kind of fade back into modern view as you stand before the doorway and you see your Uncle Baldric, your steward. He looks to you and says, "Oh, Edrich, you're back."
I am. Forgive me, I was lost in thought. And he had his hands folded behind his back as he was walking up, but as he pushes the door slightly open and walks in, looking around, his eyes are fixed on Baldric as he says, Baldric, how fares the manor? Are we prepared for the coming winter?
We are. Things aren't wonderful. We're as prepared as we can be, what with the curdled milk and all.
Yes. When I left, I heard tell of cows being born with 2 heads. Has that continued, or...?
There has been problems with the crops, and that has indeed continued.
Where we might survive, the villagers may not. Will they have enough?
I couldn't say. You can tell he's being honest.
Yeah.
This is, and it might come off a bit like insolence, but it's also kind of like
This is a really weird situation. So a certain amount of not knowing is fine. Baldric has served faithfully, so Edrich has no need to be mad at him. But Edrich clicks his tongue and nods and goes, I see.
I
must admit.
Give me an awareness roll as you're doing this.
Absolutely. 10, success.
You kind of, you start to talk, and then your eye looks to the window, and you can see a distant rider kind of coming towards the land. So far away that you can't even see heraldry or anything.
It looks like we have a messenger. Or a very poorly equipped raiding party.
Oh, interesting. You were saying, though? I'm sorry, I cut you off.
Do not worry.
Did things go well with... We haven't really had an opportunity to discuss how things went for you in...
Oh yes, of course.
In Cornwall.
I made a connection with the Duke. He is different than I expected. Different indeed than is talked about in Salisbury. Cornwall as a whole is that way. I tried to avoid my compatriots getting in diplomatic incidents, and for the most part, I succeeded. Things are different there. Marriage was offered, but I would prefer to keep things in Salisbury, if at all possible. But it's something I'll keep in mind.
I see. As you look out the window, now it's interesting because you see them, and probably part of it was you don't recognize them with their new heraldry. You haven't seen them with their new heraldry. You see it is Dellen, no longer of Durnford.
Indeed. I see.
And we're gonna have a little bit of a cameo with Liam. So, Dallin.
The boys are back.
Dallin, your knowledge of this is not good. Like, you don't have. I tested for you, fairy lore, even.
Yeah, no, I got nothing
bonus.
in that.
Yeah. But you did intrigue a bit with some of the people in Camelot Forest, including Dallin's brother. And you have a bit of insight into this. You don't know the name of these creatures per se, but they're small and they often do favors for the land. But if they're insulted, they become something awfully terrible and they do the opposite to the land. And this is what you're here probably more out of reminiscing and you don't leave the forest often to see the land. So the idea of visiting an old Winterbourne Stoke probably doesn't sound terrible to you, to be honest. And that's why you're here.
I think even though Dallin knows nothing, they still had that encounter with the Goblin Knight, so they kind of understand how it works a little bit, like there's these things are transactional based. Let's try that. Yeah, so Dallin will kind of ride up, and as soon as they see somebody, they'll wave and get a little bit closer to the gates or to the manor. Hello there.
Edrich gestures to his uncle with his head and says, "Come, let's greet our guest." And then, gonna walk at a very brisk pace, to go out and meet Sir Dalen. I'm not certain they had many interactions, but Edrich has heard a lot.
I think they met once. I think that's it. But that was some time ago. It's still too.
It's been very minimal, for sure.
Yeah. Sir Edrich. It is Sir now, right?
It is, and thank you, Sir Dalen. It's good to see you. The last time we met was across a feast hall, I think.
Ages ago. You were on the floor back then.
I was. I admit, sitting at the table, much better.
I am inclined to agree. You'll have to forgive dropping by unannounced. I had heard that you were, that you were having issues with fairy folk, and I'm no expert, but I did some poking around, and I think I have some theories. Would you mind letting me into your home so we could potentially figure out, solving your problem?
Of course, and thank you. My home is yours for the duration. I admit this is something that I've never had to worry about before. Privately, between you and my uncle, I feel somewhat responsible. A great deal of our house's finances was spent bringing me back from captivity. And so there's a lot less to go around, such as it is. Come, we may not have too much, but we can still offer you bread.
As Dallin gets off the horse, they kind of walk alongside Edrich and go, I wouldn't sweat it, lad. After all, and they move a little bit of the hair off the forehead, and there's a pretty gnarly scar that goes across their forehead. And they go, after all, even the finest of knights have some stumblings. You're young, and you have a right to life. You have a right to your family. These things happen. You stumble, and you get back up, right?
Indeed. And it means a great deal to hear you say that.
Well, thank Perin to some extent, too. I wouldn't have even been aware that Winterbourne Stoke was suffering if it wasn't for them.
Yes. He is a good friend, and will do well to know that he is a fine knight.
Yes, I imagine so. Still, let's maybe eat something. It's quite chilly, actually. Before we begin?
Of course. So, I admit I am no stranger to fighting the Fae, having killed 2. But I do not precisely know how to deal with them. I assume if we set up patrols, of which we are vastly on demand, we can kill as many as we can. But...
No. Sorry. Fighting them is an option, but in my experience, there's not going to be an end to them in that kind of way, and, you're essentially declaring war on an entire court. They have their soldiers and their kingdoms, they just operate differently than ours. So, as I understand it, if you really want to end this crisis, the best way to do it without prolonging the conflict is to seek out peace of some kind. From what I could tell from asking around the courts, oftentimes these things are related to some kind of perceived insult. And you were away when such insult could have been made, so maybe we need to figure out how to rectify it.
At this, Edric's head turns and eyebrow raises at Waldrick.
He says simply, well, it wasn't me.
I see. Is that happiness genuine or put on?
You can make an intrigue roll if you'd like. I'm fine if you want to roll one too as Dalen. Just make sure you're rolling on Dalen's sheet and not
Yes,
Perin.
yes.
Success.
I'm already ahead of you, buddy. Perhaps.
Oh.
Yeah, incredible.
Just barely.
Baldric is actually pretty good at his courtly skills, and Dalen not really knowing them makes it more difficult to perceive. But for Edrich, you grew up with the man, and you can tell that there's a look of like, well, I wouldn't, and then there's kind of like a moment, a pause, where he's like, oh crap. Like there's a look of oh shit on his face for a minute.
Just like a gloved hand comes up and pinches the bridge of his nose as Edrich goes, Uncle.
Well, you see, while you're away, I don't think I named, was Balric, with you? I can't remember if I named him for wow, words are hard. I want to keep saying cornfield.
I understand. I feel
help me out
cornfield.
here. Yeah, Cornwall.
Baldric did not
There
come
we
with
go.
me to Cornwall.
Yeah, I did not think so. Okay, so Baldric was like, he says, while you're away, your mother came for a visit, actually. She had mentioned that her knight accompanying her had found someone toiling in the fields in the evening and thought it prudent to scare them off. They said that they couldn't actually see anybody, and that seemed strange.
I see.
My previous encounters with the Fae have been somewhat cryptic as well, so it's entirely possible that a slight was made without even knowing about it. It's good that you recalled that. That might be a good place for us to start.
And indeed, you're not to blame for that. What I do know is, unless this situation is resolved, our villagers will eat grass. And indeed, some of our knights. By which I mean me. I will eat grass if this situation is not resolved.
He won't even be hungry, he's doing it to punish himself. Hardly any use in that, boy.
There's not much in the larders, as indeed you will see soon enough. But if peace is an option, then that is preferable.
Okay, then I suppose our best option is to find a way to make a deal with them. If you're able to work something out generous enough, maybe you might even be able to come out of this stronger than weaker. Just be careful. They are, in my experience, quite tricky.
I don't have much I can offer. Our house has always been wealthy in means other than money, if I am to put a somewhat defensive spin on it. Edrich says, like sharing a look with Baldric.
Unfortunately, I can't do much to help you there. I'm not sure what they like, but they do ransom for money, so from what I've heard, but well, I just am uncertain what a fae would like, what a fairy would like. Still, I have confidence you'll figure something out. Maybe
Indeed.
it's worth it to ask.
There's wisdom in that, and thank you very much. I now have more knowledge than I did before, and hopefully with it, we can solve this problem for the manor. I hope it's not the same kind of one that we slew elsewhere. That would be problematic, he says, smiling slightly.
All right.
Maybe it's just about
Sorry,
with how
go
much enthusiasm. It's just about how much enthusiasm you had slaying it. That's it.
Yep.
Okay, we're gonna jump back to Sir Florence here. I just need to.
Dalen.
Right, a little cameo. There'll be more, I'm sure. So. Just give me a sec here. Just looking up. Just want to see what else Mark had in the interest docket. Some training, right?
Mm.
Okay, so you find out, Sir Florence, you find out that the lady also has a home. The Baroness also has a home in Silchester in a place called the Sand Dunes. It's her manorial, like fortified manor, basically. So it'd be like a souped-up manor compared to what you have. It's her second home, but it will now be her permanent. So she's actually fairly close, and not terribly far from Levcamagus, which you've journeyed to before. And that's where she can be found in the meantime. She does make plans to see you again, perhaps at Christmas Court.
All right, perfect.
Okay. So we're gonna figure out. We're starting to flesh out your folks' familiae and your entourage now. So for Liam, I think we want to make sure that we get that household knight on your entourage. So when you're in battle, right, he's somebody who's fighting in your behalf.
He's my boy.
Your boy.
For Florence, I think with his praying, we're gonna set you up with your actually you're you're Roman Christian, right? So you probably have a Roman Christian priest. So I'm just gonna pull a random Roman name generator here. One sec.
Lawrence.
Father Gavius. Gavius. And he is your spiritual guide here in Idmiston. Let's find out a little bit more about him. Ignore the part with the names and things like that, but the rest of it will be relevant.
Mm-hmm.
So,
worldly priest.
Right? Oh, works for a Catholic.
Look, I don't believe in God. I've never seen him.
We'll shift that one. That doesn't make any sense, I don't think. He has to.
I mean, it could.
He'd have to super
He could still
pretend.
be like.
Yeah, he'd have to super pretend. So it'd have to be like. I don't think he could be famous for it.
Yeah.
Like.
No,
That would be funny though.
A famously worldly Roman Christian priest is what you would call unemployed.
Yeah,
So-
that's what I'm getting at. And they wouldn't have made it through,
Not only that,
through the scrutiny of getting there, right? Like it's not like a brother or something.
not only that, that means they have a spiritual of 2, which is terrible.
We're
I mean, we could flip it. I think flipping it would make sense.
yeah, we'll put him at spiritual 18. I think that makes a lot of sense. Compose, so he can write for you. He probably often is. If you'd like to compose something, he'd be actually better than Bledig at compose. Just a note on that.
Much better than me, so that's good to know. So I add him to my entourage.
Yes. And he is from Berwick County. No, that doesn't make sense. We'll put him in... actually, Berwick County makes sense. There's probably Romans out there.
Alright. So I suppose a 15.
Is this like confession? Do you want to do a confession scene? I feel like that's appropriate for a Roman Christian kind of thing.
Sure.
Yeah. So you find yourself in confession. You know Gavius from your youth, not from your youth. Basically, as long as you've returned, like, to visit as an aging squire, like since you were a page, basically, he's been positioned here. He is 38 years old, so he's middle age, kind of damn near death. No, just kidding. But he he is going gray, traditionally dark hair, very clearly Roman descent as well, so Roman and Roman Christian.
It's got a Roman nose.
Yeah.
All right. In which case, Florence. I actually do wonder how they would have done it this time. Would they have like a confession booth, or is it just you sit with the priest and talk?
I think
They would still have the booth by this time. It's a
Yeah.
very
Okay.
old tradition.
Yeah, some kind of booth, something to separate too, probably because that allows for the a sense of anonymity, even though it's not really what it's for.
I wonder who it is.
Yeah. But it might give you peace. It's like putting on a blindfold. Like, it's like,
Yeah.
I can pretend I'm somebody
All right.
else.
In which case, Florence enters the confessional, kind of taking a seat in the chair on the side that he's supposed to enter, as he kind of sits there and waits for the priest unless he's already there.
You hear the door open on the other side. And the priest sits. You hear him sit in his seat. You've come seeking forgiveness, my child.
This time, Father, I'm not seeking forgiveness, but advice. I know this is not exactly the traditional sense for this, but I find my mind clouded.
Have you prayed on it?
I have, but it has given me no levity.
I see. Then how can I be of assistance?
Well, to start with, I must have your word that you will not speak of this to anyone.
What
The
you say
utmost
here
import-
in this booth is between the two of us and God.
Thank you. I recently have found myself questioning my loyalties. I have recently traveled to Cornwall and had spoken with the Duke there. I'm sure it is no secret that he and the King have their disagreements. But I find myself wondering if the Duke might speak sense. He
There's
speaks
like a-
of the importance. Oh, go ahead.
You hear like just a long breath in, and there's nothing in return. Continue.
I have always been one, through all of my education, to know that the right of a king is given by God, and only by God. It is the reason why we have our king in the first place. But I often wonder if God's blessing has truly been given in the scenario we face these days. I find myself surrounded by those of a faith that is similar yet so different. almost as if they adapted when my family chose not to. I am troubled, Father. I wonder if my family has chosen the right path.
You recall St. Germanus and the miracle in which your father witnessed.
I do. Mother has told me that story many times over.
It is important for faith to be tried. It is the only way to make it stronger. Doubt is a part of the cycle, but I caution you on going too far with it.
Of course. In which, perhaps, there is a sin that I must confess to you, Father. I have felt in my heart a disloyalty towards the king. But I seek to rectify it. I do not believe God has chosen wrong in allowing Uther to take the throne.
I think for us of the Roman faith, someone more spiritual, like Aurelius, would have brought us a better comfort. Unfortunately, he did not survive to see his next day.
Indeed. They lost a good king that day.
If you recall,
And
in scripture, many of the stories talk about our Lord working through the hands of others, and through atrocity, to see good things occur. Perhaps it is not Uther, our Lord and King, or your Lord and King, he says. They pay their loyalty right to the church and only the church. They don't see Uther. Church and state are quite separated in that way. He says, the king of this isle, it is his right and his rule. I say, give unto Uther what is his, and all else unto God. Perhaps through Uther's loins there will be a better king, or one will supplant him in time.
I see.
These are
Thank you, Father.
damn near blasphemous words that he's speaking.
Well, blasphemous or
Not
disloyal?
blasphemous. What's the word?
Treasonous.
Treacherous words.
Treacherous, yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
This could get him, even though he pays his right through. This is very anti-political statement. You sense there's a truth to his thought here. He's being sincere with you.
Yeah. I see. I thank you for your honesty, Father, and for your counsel.
Now, do you have anything you wish to confess? I heard rumors about you wandering towards a certain baroness's chambers last year. It says it in a stern, almost like uncle kind of way. Like he's
With that,
watched you grow up, right?
he knows who Florence is.
Yeah.
That Florence kind of laughs to himself. Oh, nothing of the sort, Father. You'll find that I find the importance of one's chasteness in their faith to be of my top priority. So I have not besmirched myself more the lady.
You hear, I see. He believes it. Clearly kind of picks up on the truth of it, which we know from witnessing the scene previously as the audience that is in fact the truth.
Mm-hmm.
He says, as for other rumors, I heard she was here. Landing such a strong Roman woman, one of such great title, I must advise you that I think it would be advantageous for you to see that solidified, if it is such an option.
I have heard much the same from my uncle many times over. But in honesty, I just see a beautiful woman. One that is powerful and knows what she wants. There's just something in her I cannot tear my eyes away from. I plan to pursue it until the end of days. Though I do wonder how she might take to my chosen proclivities. I'm not one to be disloyal, but you know, man still has to find a way to enjoy himself, right? It's actually a good question, Father. Is it a...
What? Go ahead.
That's a good question, Father. Is it adultery if I don't follow through?
The key to such sin is in your mind, my son. You must be careful and guard against it. I urge you to pray against your interests before they poison your mind and guide your hand. If nothing else,
very well, then.
Keep yourself busy. Right proper work will keep you from an idle hand.
Very well, Father.
I'm glad you are back safe.
I'm glad I am too. Thank you, Father, for this time.
And back to Durnford for a final moment.
Hey, Durnford.
You wanted to treat with your peasants, correct? Your commoners? Your land
Correct.
workers?
I'd like to get to know some of them.
Okay. What would probably this would be like? There is a trait that this would cover this best. I'm just trying to remember what it would be.
Generous, modest or proud?
Modest. Yeah. It'd be pretty modest to like put yourself into a position where you're trading with your commoners as a nobleman. Why don't you? This will just test the sincerity of it, like.
Sure.
When people say go to like treat with like homeless or transient people, but
Yes,
they have their nose
I
up a bit.
absolutely understand.
Yeah, that'd be.
Would that be generous, selfish, or
no, modest test.
modest and proud? Okay.
At least we're not doing it like Legend of Five Rings style, where it's like, this person I can kill and no one will yell at me about it.
Okay.
Oh.
Double failure.
All this means is that you've made the commitment to be down here. You've done so to be political, but it's probably clear to others from your reactions that it is very much a political activity.
But I'm not even being proud.
No, but you're not being modest either. So it's like you're
No,
here. You're not too proud to be here, but like when you see them and smell them this close, it's a little more difficult for you. So you just keep your distance. It's sort of like you're nervous, I think. Like you're uncertain.
Yeah.
You can't bring yourself down to their level, though you want to. You're just not able to.
What if they steal my coin purse? What if they touch me with their leprous hands?
How do you want to like give me the deets on how you establish this? Do you call them towards a room? Do you ride out to them somewhere, like gather the workers in the field?
Yeah, I think Perin's idea here is that he'd rather make rounds around, like not necessarily interrupt their days, but I'd like to see what they do and like get a couple of their names just as like a, hi, I'm Perin, I'm your new lord. I've been lord for about a year, but I haven't had time to come out and make acquaintances, so I thought that it would be necessary to do so. You know, that kind of thing.
And are you kind of are you doing a tour effectively? Is this like when a politician rolls through like and
yes,
shakes?
That's
like
exactly the vibe.
Okay, shakes the warehouse people's hands. Okay, got it.
I will not touch your baby, but let it be known that I would if you washed her.
What kind of vibe is Perin trying to look for here?
Right now, I think he just wants to try to be a good leader, and I think that right now he believes that being a good leader is being a symbol. So he just wants to make a good show of, hi, I know you exist, and I want you to know that I know you exist. And like, you know, like I don't want you to feel like you're just cogs. That's what he's trying to do.
Okay. You can test for me courtesy, please. And if you're low on it,
yes?
you could always invoke hospitality.
I am not low on it, and yet I am still going to do that because this is really important to Perin.
Okay.
That's a success.
Okay.
All right, so that's a +5, yeah?
Yep.
Incredible.
All right, so
Hell yeah.
you wander around, and it seems to be going really well, but you run into a bit of trouble along the way. You find a situation with an ordinary farmer and another farmer. There was a killing. It was something to do with an illicit love affair, and you get a sense that it has to do with the uncle of the second farmer. So we're gonna go with I think if contestant 1, contestant 2 are the contestants, you come upon your field 2 farmers that seem to be in a fist fight. Is how we'll do this.
Okay. Perin rides up and, you know, waits a moment to see if either of them notice him. Right up.
One of them is like just beating on the other one. He's got the clear upper hand here. And
all right.
You called
That's
them.
enough. Yeah, all right, that's enough.
You don't see him stop with that initial sort of calm representation. Do you want to get more authoritarian with it?
Yeah, Perin's going to go, your lord has spoken.
Okay. With that, he stops. And he looks up to you, just seething for a moment. This is the second man. He's a bit bigger of a guy. The other one's a smaller looking guy, and he's bloodied on the ground. He starts to climb back slowly. The bigger guy that was doing the beating, for a second you're like, oh, is this idiot gonna try and attack me? Like there's that look of hate in his eyes. But you realize after a moment he's not actually fixated on you. He's just seething from this.
Take a breath, friend. What's the matter? What's going on here?
This guy here killed my uncle. We petitioned for our keep, to your keep, my lord, to have someone come out, and no one has come. And yet I work these fields every day next to this maggot.
So you thought it right to take justice into your own hands, then?
I did. If necessary, my lord. He must pay for what he's done.
If necessary. And you believe that circumstances have called for it to be necessary, yes? Interesting as how I am standing before you right now.
I'm just gonna test something real quick. He goes to speak, but he bites his lip. He lowers his head more. He says,
We're all overwhelmed by our... Oh, sorry, go ahead.
I've done what I've done, but I think it's half of what he deserves.
Perhaps. You certainly have a right to be angry. And Lord knows, even the finest of us are overwhelmed with our passions, but well, a killing in the field, a beating in the field, neither of which speak to justice to me, do they?
The first contestant, the bloodied one, starts to get up and he's like, my lord, he does a much better job of like groveling in front of you. He says, I've done nothing. He just
Silence
attacks. He stops.
Thank you. I asked you a question. Do you think this looks like justice to you? Look at your hands. Look at the field. Do you think that's how God intended this?
No, my lord.
I understand you want justice. We live in, at times, a very unjust world, and patience is a virtue that is very difficult to hold on to. But I need you to trust this system. I need you to put your trust into me. If you had such an issue, and you were feeling that you were unheard, I promise you, you can come to the manor. I'll make sure that you can speak to who you need to. And we'll get this situation sorted.
All right. Why don't you go ahead and give me a test on justice?
Justice.
Justice!
Yeah, I did it this time.
So you can countertick just.
Yes. I will keep my justice.
Yeah. So all right. So we'll end in that scene, and we'll kind of move forward from there. We're gonna take a couple minute break, and then we're gonna jump into a feast, a winter feast, to close out tonight's session. We'll be doing a short feast followed by our winter
phase.
rolls. Yeah. So
Winter.
we'll talk about how long in a second here, but I'm going to go check in on my kids real quick, and I'll be back in a few minutes. See you soon. We are back with the 3-round feast.
Yeah.
This is the winter feast.
Oh yes.
And this will be local. Like, you guys aren't traveling for this one, I don't think. Let me just recall the cards and shuffle. Perfect. Crap, there was one thing I was going to share with you guys, and I forget what it is now.
Oh?
Probably nothing important.
Yeah.
The camera pans back and there's just like 12 robed figures with daggers just waiting behind the
Yeah,
corner.
Yeah, it'll be fine.
Good morning. I see the assassins have failed.
Let me just pull up one thing here. Okay, so we're going to do a 3-round feast at your home. Let's just go. I just want to check and see if there's any key events. I guess you guys can test intrigue to see if you know anything just off the bat.
Yes, I'd love to do that.
I will never miss a chance to roll intrigue. Oh,
Yeah.
Oh,
No.
running the gamut.
Tell me to do my favorite thing, why don't you?
It's so fitting every time.
Ah!
Every time Perin every time Florence fumbles like that, it's great.
Oh yeah.
Well, this is, oddly enough, this is just Edrich. You learn that the Count is pessimistic about the defeat in Caircolin. You learn that Sir Matic and a number of knights basically offered counter raids. There was like no true battle, so the map has effectively changed now. It's like that entire Saxon shore is actually yellow. It is conquered.
Don't.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah. So
Sounds to me like people need someone to rally behind. They need someone
Huh?
to believe in. They
Huh?
need Perin.
Me specifically. No.
You specifically.
No, obviously.
the other
Obviously,
thing,
it's got to be Florence.
the other thing that one might consider is, you've got Kent and South Seax down here, and then Caircolin, and then there's Thamesmouth, right where the king sits in London. Like, things aren't looking
Yes.
good.
Mhm.
Effectively surrounded
on. Yeah.
from the north and the south. Things aren't great.
Mhm.
Edrich comes in at like listening to rumors and comes out with the oddly comforting. Oh, so it's bad everywhere else.
So what you all observe though is like, with Count Roderick, he's pretty realistic about the light losses suffered by his men in particular, and he's actually with you guys as you check your horses, and he's quick to provide steeds to any of his knights who are missing them due to injury. So if any of you had injured or dead chargers, you would be just gifted one right now, but you don't. So there's that. You see him just in general. He's talking a lot with a Mig and a lad. He's usually pretty objective and serious, but he seems to be tenfold tonight. He's not here to enjoy himself. This is business. And with that, why don't y'all roll your appearance roll? Let's see where you land.
Come on, Edrich. Be hot. I know you can.
Hell yeah. Gang.
We are all near the salt.
All the boys near the salt. And who's the highest roll
The
here?
boys.
Edrich is the top number, followed by Perin, followed by Florence. And the Baroness is here, Florence. Just to let you know.
Just, in case you need that information.
Just
for
in case
some
I
reason.
need to know.
For the scenes, Edrich, you will tick fairy lore. As far as you're aware, you had sent out your retinue to kind of spread wide the sense of offering. You find out that it's your best bet is that they move on. Sometimes they wander through. It's possible they just continue to wander.
Indeed.
But they can be insulted by either being chased, as it were. Right?
Which was the case.
Yeah. So it's sounding like that was probably the case.
I will note that fairy lore is already ticked.
Okay. Tick.
A whole value of 1.
Yeah. I'll give you like a just tick in this case.
Oh, nice. I will take that. I like justice.
Justice.
Justice. Okay. We're gonna go to Edrich first. Your turn.
Absolutely. Well, here's the thing. As much as I would like to intrigue, I haven't drawn a card in a while, so I'm gonna... by in a while, I mean 2 episodes, so I'm going through withdrawal. So let's see what happens. Where has the card deck gone? There it has. It's hidden by my laptop.
You got it? Are you able to find it?
I got it. Now, queasy. Oh boy. That's not great. I roll con because I feel queasy. Very queasy. I may miss 1 round to go and get some fresh air. If I do not, I must roll con. On a failure, I feel sick and depart the feast. On a fumble, I throw up in the hall and am escorted outside by the stewards departing the feast. How embarrassing. So, here's the thing. My con is 12. If I activate a passion, I might be able to get that up to a 17, which I'm fairly confident in doing. I don't want to miss a round. I also don't want to depart the feast. So I would like to just try to push this down. Here's what I imagine's happening. I imagine that he's been eating pretty less than usual because, of course, his house is 1 step away from impoverished. And he's like seeing all this rich food and he's like going, yeah, I'm good for this. And then finding out immediately after that no, he was not. I would like to... My hospitality went down 1 when last we did that because I fumbled on it.
Actually, sorry, I did screw up there. It wasn't supposed to be just that you ticked. It was supposed to be a hospitality that you ticked because of what you were doing, right? Yeah. You were approaching it from a hospitable, like, this is my land. And
looking after the people.
Yeah.
Alright. Let's see. I'm going to... Honor wouldn't fit. Hate Saxons wouldn't either. I am going to roll hospitality even though it's 1 less than usual.
I will hold this food down so much because I hate the Saxons.
I hate what they did to me.
The Saxons, they're the reason I'm sick.
Okay, a failure, but so close to a fumble.
But it doesn't do anything negative to you, right?
It doesn't do anything negative.
All right.
I am now going to roll con. If I fail, I depart the feast. If I fumble, I vomit on the count and then depart the feast. So let's see how it goes, ladies and gentlemen.
I mean, you might as well go with a bang if you're gonna leave.
If I go,
Might as well.
Go.
Hey.
Oh, thank God.
Hey.
I think like as the turn moves over to Sir Perin, no one quite knows how Edrich is struggling with the beef marrow fritters. No one quite sees the epic struggle
What, they
between
don't...
him and his digestive system.
You don't like eating the inside of bones? That doesn't appeal to you?
I normally do. That's the thing.
Proud of you, buddy.
I need more water.
All right. So that is your action. We're
That's
gonna
my
move.
turn. Yes, that's
Really?
my entire turn.
We're gonna move swiftly to Perin.
Give me some feast deck time. Generous host. The host requests your help for one of his other guests. Move up one seating area and remain there for the rest of the for the rest of the feast. Hell
That's
yeah!
really good. That's really good.
Really good.
That's really good for the first one too.
Yeah. Well, it means you can't draw cards.
That's all right. That's all right. That's all right.
Exactly.
A lot of geniality, though.
Yes. You get 2 geniality from just getting that card.
Perin,
Hell yeah.
Perin, you have high diplomacy stuff, right?
Yeah, I've got pretty high courtesy and pretty high intrigue. Yes.
I think the Count not understanding anything, like he doesn't understand the politics going around the Baroness right now. He just knows that she's in mourning. He actually he requests you to kind of accompany her and puts you above the salt as a result.
Yeah. Perin informs him pretty well, and they had a nice talk in Cornwall too. I think that's fitting. Cool.
You at the end of this round have 4 geniality, so that's good.
That's pretty good for my first round.
Yes.
All right. With that, next up is Florence.
Yep, up to Florence's turn,
Alright.
round 1.
I'm gonna draw a fuck me up card because I'm gonna be there with my boys.
Yeah, I was about to
I'll
say,
be there with the
you're not
boys.
alone tonight. So.
Woo!
Ooh.
Story request. A lady requests you to tell a story of your daring skills.
Oh, curious. Is this the Baroness or is this not the Baroness?
It's a good question. Well, the Baroness is at the top table with
Yeah.
Sir Perin,
Yeah.
and I think probably add some drama. It's like one other lady at the table.
Yeah. So we'll give her a name, because you never know how this is gonna come about.
All right.
Critical success will be absolutely perfect.
Alwina. That's her name.
Alwina.
And this is her father that we're rolling right here.
Yeah.
Not of Durnford. Tainsmouth County.
Such a good.
Sir Deo.
Oh. Such a good Lancer.
Oh, her dad's a great knight. But yeah. So what is this? This is your bravery. What has Florence done? Well, tell us the tale. What tale does he tell?
Florence is going to tell the great tale how he single-handedly managed to strike down a fey creature that was part man, part horse, as if it arose from the very bed of a lake itself.
Okay.
How he struck it down in a single blow. He is, however, going to roll his passion of honor, because he is a rate of shit. Give him a fighting chance. Alright, he is going to call upon his honor as a knight to tell extravagant stories about things that may or may not have happened.
Let's see it.
That's the thing. As unlikely as it sounds, it did happen. So.
Success. Alright, that's a success, so that's +5, because 15.
I believe in you.
Here we go. Alright, +5.
Oh!
Hell.
Critical!
Yes.
Critical! Yeah!
Cheek.
+3 geniality. So
You end this round with 4 geniality as well, Florence.
yeah, I think this catches the whole
5.
table, and I wonder, Edrich, give me a modest or proud test, good sir.
Oh dear. All right.
Do you need to insert a we when he is telling an I?
It's a failure on modest. A success on proud.
All right.
There were 4 people there. 4. One of which was Merlin. No, sorry, 5 people there. 5. One of which was Merlin. Everything else, however, is true.
And one of the knights
But it is-
like taps your shoulder and we'll say it's who are you guys around? We'll say it's like Sir Leo. Or no, Sir Lycus. He taps you on the shoulder and says, "Well, it's good then. It's good then that there were other witnesses to see Sir Florence's slaying this beast."
Yes, he is an excellent fighter.
Yeah, you're not happy
What a
with
fight.
the glory claim there. All right, that's
Staring daggers at him.
Yeah.
that's round 1. We're gonna bypass the whole you get together and chat this round unless someone absolutely needs to do something. I
Nope,
think.
I'm good.
Yeah, I think this is gonna be our swift version of it. So why don't we go into the next round? Now we're starting with Perin because he's at the top.
Hell yeah.
You cannot
Perin's turn.
card.
Oh, can't draw cards, so I think what I will do is so Matic is going to muster to go and retake the Saxon shores. Can I do an intrigue to figure out what exactly is going on with that and how well it's going?
Yeah, absolutely.
Cool. All right. And then I know what I want to do for my last round too. And I add my geniality. I have 4 now? Is that right? Or am I higher than that?
4.
4.
Sounds right.
4 at the beginning of the round. At the end of the round, you will have more.
More than 4.
What the more?
That is a success, sir.
Which means at the end of the round, you will have 7.
Oh. So, what are the rumors? So the rumors here, I think, are that that Matic was given an army by his father. The army was not to battle, but instead these were volunteers primarily to raid the Saxons up and down the coast. Rumor has it that happened all fall and likely just came to a close now that it's winter, where it's unlikely that the ships are sailing at this time of year. So there was no reclaiming to be done. Matic is still alive, was the rumor. But the rumor has it that the Saxons hold Caerwent and Caercolin as occupied land now.
That tracks.
From the forest to the shore.
Okay, cool. And how's the general vibe in terms of their optimism for this going well?
Dour.
Yeah.
The last 2 years were seen as particularly bad. Like we've lost a lot. Lost Caercolin and Caerwent, so 2 full counties have been lost. On top of that, there was the other thing you'd pick up since you're intriguing this area, the King of Malahut, which you guys remember. You traveled there north. You met him. That's north of Logris. He was summoned or welcomed by Uther to assist at the Saxon shore, and declined due to their own raids in Noha and Dira. But rumor has it Uther isn't particularly happy with the King of Malahut over that. So
fun. That's fun.
Even though the two are politically on much better terms now than like the Duke of Cornwall is with Uther, it's
right.
Still not great. So.
Well, that's exciting. Cool. All right, I'm good. will keep that information to myself for now.
A food for thought, though, probably the most politically capable person with ties to the... Now that you're sitting next to her...
Baroness Pomponia.
If you're looking for anything on Lady Bronwyn for your last round, she would be great for that.
Oh, that is a good idea. Yeah, let's do that. Let's do that next round.
We are going to go down to near the salt and start with Edrich.
I am going to draw a card with the same frantic energy of a person at a slot machine, just pulling down until they get something good. Because last time I got queasy, and that wasn't great.
Something just clicked in my head, and it's like Edrich's our irritable bowel syndrome character with between his fart card and his queasy card. Poor guy.
Love that guy. Love him.
I blame the Saxons.
I blame the Fae.
Poor Crohn's
I blame the
disease
Fae
kid
as
over
well.
here. Yeah.
Oh no. Mead. Last time he got drunk, it was pretty okay. A large keg of fine mead is brought in and opened. I roll temperate versus indulgent. If temperate wins, I compliment the host on his fine choice, and I gain +1 geniality. If indulgent wins, I go from sober to drunk.
All right. Let's see the test. What happens here?
Let's see how it
goeth
goes.
down?
All right, come on, man. Come on. Okay. Now, last time I succeeded on temperate, crit on this, so... Ah, thank God. He keeps a cool head. He's been learning to watch himself, especially after the first card.
All right. So you sip it along with your meal, which has probably moved on to the
meat tile.
The meat tile.
Whatever the meat tile is.
Please help me with that one.
I love me a good meat tile.
I'm
very fun.
Crunch.
I'm gonna look up what this is. Is this just like I picture like Kobe beef, like Korean barbecue? Is what I picture of that.
That doesn't sound bad.
I imagined I had a different vision. I imagined like a bathroom tile with like meat.
Oh, you guys are making me hungry.
I know.
With meat tile?
I want meat tile. I want
Meat
meat
tile.
tile. I want it. I need it.
To talk more about meat tile, it was made of pieces of chicken or veal, simmered, sautéed, served in a spiced sauce of pounded crayfish tails, almonds roasted and toasted bread, and garnished with whole crayfish tails.
Actually, sounds really
Boy,
good.
they
It
really
does
just
sound
throw everything in there, don't they?
It's a whole bunch
like,
of meat.
Yeah. Yeah,
Huh.
I imagine it's
Could
like
really
a
go
big
for a meat tile right now.
I could go for a meat tile.
I think I know what it is. It's like a big like platter of food, because it's got like multiple like courses attached to it. So I imagine that's what it is. It's just a very unappetizing way of describing like a charcuterie plate.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Charcuterie plate.
You know, the meat tile.
I'm gonna be calling that.
I am too. When I see a charcuterie board, I'm like, ooh, a meat tile.
A couple of my friends really love charcuterie boards, and I am going to exclusively refer to them as meat tiles from now on.
All right.
But yes.
Is there anything you wanted to add to that?
I will say that because Edrich was raised in Newton Manor, so to speak, he was squired there, he probably tasted enough fancy stuff that he can do the whole sommelier thing. Like, oh, northern beverage, this is very nice.
Right.
But yes, that's basically me.
No, that sounds good. I think it goes over well. And I think more importantly with the card, the way I represent it there, or it's represented there, is it's sort of like you are just effectively being careful with your drinking and not being over the top with it, right?
Absolutely. It is not the time. Edrich is not in the best place to get off his ass.
Right. Let's go ahead.
Yes, that's my turn.
let's go
Alright.
ahead and jump down to Florence next.
I think Florence is also going to draw another fuck me up card in preparation for his final action on the third round.
All right. Oh, I haven't seen this. Hold on. What am I missing?
A serving girl, Florence.
Apparently, a girl that heard your story, right? From the last round?
Uh-huh. Oh my god.
Very nice.
Okay, let's go.
So you've already flirted
Oh.
with someone else who isn't Baroness.
if I critical this could fuck up my whole plan for today. This could be great. Alright. So this is flirting, and I get a
Your
what's my
geniality
geniality at
is
the moment?
currently 5, and I believe you are also impassioned.
That last
That's
card,
plus 10.
because you critical, it was a +3. It was wild.
Okay, let's go. Oh boy.
These guys are going to be really famous, but for the court, not for because they're in
You
battle.
dodged such a bullet, my man. Sorry.
That's a success.
All right.
Flirting's already ticked.
We'll
yeah.
certainly say that, like, sorry, go ahead. Add your little flavor to it.
Oh, I was just gonna say, yeah, it's kind of the serving girl comes over and kind of like, while it's filling up Florence's drink, kind of, chats to him about, hearing the story. As Florence is very much like, well, I can always give you a private retelling, should you require it. I'm quite good at, let's just say telling tales. They say I'm the man with the golden tongue.
Yeah, and I think she's definitely playing into it, trying not to get in trouble in the process. And as we leave Florence and move into round 3 and go to Perin, you notice as your next action is on the Baroness. She's distracted. You notice she's distracted looking over at Florence, who is just finishing flirting with a servant girl.
With yet another person.
Yeah, she is well composed, though, at this point. She's several months into grieving, so... And the Baroness is very good at courtesy. Well, I should test that. I tested it earlier, and she failed. You never know what will happen.
Okay. All right.
She's okay. She's okay.
Perin will kind of lean over and goes, Baroness Pomponia, can I get something for you?
Thank you.
It just seemed like your mind seems to be somewhat distracted over to that side of the room.
You know Sir Florence well, yes?
I sometimes wonder if I know him better than most, or if he knows me better than most. Hard to explain.
I notice he's very popular, especially amongst the ladies. Does he act on his flirtatious nature, or is he one to keep his line pure?
Well, I would say that Sir Florence is always going to be a beacon for eyes to wander. He's a very attractive man, and what more, he's somewhat... And Perin, kind of leans back in the chair a little bit to think about the proper words, and he goes, he's somewhat aloof sometimes. Though I do know him to be fairly chaste, and, well, when he believes in something, he certainly commits to it wholeheartedly.
She seems appeased by that. She says, thank you. It's good to know.
Would it
Is
be
everything
presumptuous of me?
going well with
Oh,
you?
sorry. Go.
She just
Go first,
makes
go for it.
she makes small talk. She just says, "Is everything going well with you?"
Somewhat. Admittedly, things have been rather difficult lately. My manor's doing well, but I was courting a woman from the Saxon shores.
It kind of sets in. Like at first, she's just like, "Oh yeah, you're courting a woman, yeah," and then she's like, "Oh, okay."
We haven't heard back from her, and well, the Count's been putting a lot of pressures to marry, and I'd like it to be her, but
I see.
I'm worried, I suppose.
You have right to be worried, though. I'd like to suggest that that the Saxons, though barbaric, are not so barbaric to us women folk. It is likely that she is alive and well, but why don't you test intrigue for me? Actually, I'm giving you some free roleplay here. I need to see.
Yeah. Where am I at? Am I at 5 or 6 now?
You are at 7, I
Seven.
believe. Give me a quick
7.
Yeah, round
Yep.
3.
Wow.
You guys
Pretty.
are-
It's pretty hip.
Super
It's pretty hip to be square, you guys. I gotta say.
I can't hear over the sound of my.
Wow,
raging
that was an
stomach.
awful that was an awful roll, though.
Yeah, but it succeeded. So
It succeeded.
what is the lady's name?
Lady Bronwyn. She's spirited and a little spiteful, and she can do the most fascinating things with a knife.
She goes to speak and then kind of looks at you in the last part. I'm gonna make a recognize roll. She's pretty good at this. So,
Yes, I recall one young woman walking down the street was accosted by a knight, and then she flayed him
she's like,
in the street.
Lady Bronwyn. Yes. Funny that you've heard the rumors about the knife. They say a knight tried to press his position upon her and found himself a bit lighter in the process.
Yes, that certainly sounds like that fits the description. I hope she's all right.
It is likely that even though many of the soldiers would have remained to hold garrisons and fight back against the raids to ensure that they did not conquer the land so easily, we would have moved any ladies and maidens in waiting out to friends and family outside of the Saxon shores. I can ask around, and things are news is a bit scattered these nights, but I'm sure that I could find more information about where Lady Bronwyn is, assuming she is of course safe.
You do me a great kindness, Baroness Pomponia. If you should like, I would like to repay that kindness. Whether it be speaking to Florence to make things a little more clear, or if you should ever need my services.
I understand. And I appreciate that. I think you and I might have a future together as friends. Perhaps. And she puts a hand on your hand for a minute, and she says, "Perhaps we ought to stay close."
I would like that, yes.
So I'm gonna do a flirting roll here.
Oh, fuck.
Boy, I knew it! This is what happens when you separate from Edrich, Perin. This is what happens.
Go ahead and
It's not my
Don't tell
fault.
me
The count brought me up here. He sat me next to her.
go
You
ahead.
don't
and
have my
give me-
cock-blocking aura.
What am
Give
I
me-
rolling?
You're testing lustful against her. Actually, sorry, you're testing chaste against her.
Okay.
Her roll of 9.
I am all right at that, but I have failed every chase roll I've tried to make so far. So we'll see how this goes.
Perhaps this will be a winner.
No geniality modifier to this.
Give me a sec, because there might be in this case. You are countering an attempt to flirt, so I will give it to you.
Okay, cool. Let's see, what is that? Am I
it has
7?
changed. It has changed from. Actually, it would be at 7. At the end of the round, it will be 10. So it's 7.
Gotcha.
7 still.
Yeah.
All right.
I just barely succeeded.
Tempting, but you're able to keep the better of it. It's just a matter of whether, basically, you're going to end up with an Amor, Baroness Pomponia passion, which you don't have.
Yeah, she's smart. I get it. Yeah.
By a hair.
By hair, it's tempting, but you succeed.
Perin just kind of smiles and goes, "Of course, Baroness. I'd be happy to do as you need me. Provided, of course, it benefits all parties involved." And he very quickly, shoots a glance over to Florence. But his smile is not at all like I'm not opposed to this, but I don't want to, do a treachery here.
Yeah, I get you. We're gonna see where Florence was and what he was doing at the moment, but for now, since it's all happening simultaneously, Edrich, your roll, your action.
Edrich is going to say, "I sense a disturbance in the force." But most of the information that I was gathered by Sir Perin. I have a question. Because I've gathered a lot of information about fairy lore and that kind of thing, but I'm wondering if there's a way, as Dalen suggested, for Edrich to turn it into his advantage. So if they're not just going to go away within a year or something, Edrich would like to maybe find someone who's had dealings, or perhaps someone close to the more magic-y, pagan-y areas of Logros.
You want to see if there's someone who's competent in fairy lore.
Yes,
right?
Yes, I would.
Okay, I think that's still an intrigue because you're kind of going around looking for it.
Absolutely. Give me a quick moment. I have been ridden by IBS, so I've got much less.
IBS is not crippling
less
you. It's the cheese. That's really what does it. But so Chase.
It was the meat plate, the meat tile.
It's not curdled milk. It was really getting to you.
A success nonetheless.
Intrigue. Okay, give me a D6. 1 to 2 is clergy. 3 to 4 is knight. 5 to 6 is lady.
Absolutely. 4.
Knight. Okay, and then we're gonna see who this is. I'm gonna see if that makes sense. Rich Chin. Nah, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna just test something here. It's gonna be one of 3 people that likely has more info. No, we'll make it this person. So this person's a knight. They're let me see their son number. Second, they're a household knight of not of Durnford though.
A lot of knights Durnford lately.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Crawling out of the woodwork.
You know what it could be? It could actually be could be the household knight. Could put him on here. But nah, we're gonna make it someone new. So Sir Fane. So you meet Sir Fane, who is a foreign knight, but he's currently a house knight too. I'm gonna roll again just to see a local place. Man, it really likes that.
Oh, also
Bur-
Durnford, yes.
Burkham.
Burkham, gotcha.
Burkham.
Just one moment, I'm very sorry.
How dare you?
Sorry about that.
No worries.
But yes, so Fane from Burkham. It's good that I don't have to pronounce Flivdwer.
Yeah. So Fane from Burkham, they are a household knight. They seem to have a bit of knowledge. I'm curious where Burkham is. I'm just gonna look for it on the map, out of curiosity. See if you guys can find it too.
Burkham.
If it's near a forest, it would make a lot of sense.
Burkham, there we go. It's right underneath Sarum, next to Wilton.
So near
Close
Camelot
to
Forest.
Awesome Lavistock. Yeah, it's entirely possible the actual Dalen might have ridden by there.
Yeah. Yeah, so Burkham is probably close enough. They go into the forest, so they probably had some run-ins with Fairy there for sure. Make a lot of sense.
Absolutely. I know exactly how Edrich is going to approach Fane. He is going to approach a big mug of mead in hand, after asking around, seeing if there were any knights stationed in forests and the like, that kind of place.
Okay.
Nice.
So Fane seems to be, what else? What other stats? Energetic, indulgent. Oh yeah, they're getting drunk then and playing a game.
Yeah.
Right now, that's 100% what they're doing. So a little tipsy. You come in. They look up. Sir Knight.
Sir Fane, correct?
Mm-hmm. That's me.
I find myself with a problem, which very few people around here have had experience with, and I come with a trade. And he offers like the big mug of mead in exchange for picking your brain a little.
I'll accept it, and I'll say, picking my brain? I suppose. There are many knights that spend time with the church more than I, that would be far more educated in most things. Pray tell, what do you bring my way?
It's not a matter of the church, somewhat the opposite depending on who you talk to. Matters of the Fae and the fair folk.
Yes. I see.
I'm told you're stationed in Burkham, near Camelot Forest.
I am. Only been there a couple of years now. They lost some of their soldiers during the wars up north in Malahut, and this has brought me here. But do you say the fair folk? What exactly can I help you with there? It seems to be a bit more sobering of a conversation as he straightens up a bit to talk to you, not knowing anything about you.
Absolutely. Well, that's great. Some manner of creatures were offended, let's say, while I was away from my holdings.
I see.
A knight passing by scared away something, and ever since then, crops have been wilting, milk has been curdled, cows have been born with unusual numbers of limbs.
Actually, I should test it just in case.
Please, he's got a 16. He's got to do something good.
Oh, I missed one.
Yeah, miss close bracket.
There you go.
Yeah, here we go. I was wondering if there was a way to appease them, to not just get them to stop, but rather aid. I've heard that sometimes they can assist, and we're in for a harsh winter.
Well, it's a difficult thing to do. Once you've slighted them. You see, at least from the way I've been taught, we call the ones that help brownies. They look like little men to us, no higher than 2 feet in height. And they're typically dressed in coarse clothing. Typically all brown. They're weathered and hard-working folk, and they like to work, but they have a pride to them. And if that pride is offended, they can go a bit dark. They say that a brownie who has been properly offended, taken an insult way too far, they can become... Well, there's many names for them. Boggarts, boggies, boggles, or the like. They turn that hard-working attitude, that which helps you and aids to work your land, into terrorizing it in turn. Mischief and a family that they might have once served or chosen to serve for. They do the opposite. They are hell-bent on terrorizing. Though if it was one that was passing through, it is possible that it simply went about its way.
Diligence is a terrible thing when turned to malicious means. If it is only just a passing thing, it has still hit for the better part of a year. If it's one that's nearby, what would you recommend appeasing it with? I could write it a note. I don't quite know what Fae want.
Alright, I'll give you this piece. So he says, they typically work at night. A brownie, that is. Well, a boggart as well. A proper way of being hospitable for their service is to leave out a bowl of cream or milk. Perhaps a prize cake. Though directly providing them with it is, in its own way, an insult.
Why? Edrich says, like, legitimately confused, brow furrowing.
The fairy are prideful. Offering them an opportunity at a reward is one thing, but handing it to them directly suggests that you have indentured them for service. It is an exchange rather than a gift, in that sense.
I see, and they don't like that. I'm beginning to understand a picture.
If it is indeed a boggart, I don't know if appeasing them will be correct at this point. I would advise driving them off with the faith, or slaying them if need be.
I'm prepared to do the latter, but I will hope for the former.
Perhaps your clergyman can assist you.
Do I have a clergyman, Bob?
You do. You would have one. Yeah. Do you want to know who it is? We can give
Yes,
give
I would.
Okay.
Actually, we could do it later since we're getting to the...
That's fine.
Oh, skill fist. Oh, first.
First.
What's first?
I cast Fist!
I got one of those monks who's a D&D monk. They can do flurry of blows.
Brockvale, he's Cumbrian, so he's from the north.
Extremely
Shazam.
lustful, also chaste.
Yeah. We will say that he presents himself as a chaste, that's for sure. He's probably actually lustful. But he has a high honor.
Whatever antics he might have gotten away with my uncle, he's got to contain himself.
And honor would probably be swapped out. You know, I reserve the right when it's not a knight to swap some of those things out.
Yeah.
But Brockvale is your I don't remember what the British Christians call them, but he's your priest, effectively.
Yeah.
Abbot, maybe?
I could speak to my priest. I can see what can be done. Ideally, I'd like to turn an inconvenience into an asset, but failing that, I'll be content with keeping my people safe.
You
Thank
could
you.
try to leave it
Right.
something very prized to you if the insult was taken in such a way that they stick around just to torment you. It's possible that they choose that as a... Though it is difficult to return a boggart back to a brownie, perhaps they will take that as a parting of ways and press their problems elsewhere.
I see. I will see what I can do to leave something prized of mine. If it can help, well, my manor and my villagers, then that will be good. If it can't, well, I'll just kill it. That was the plan to begin with, so I can only hope that mercy is the right path here. Thank you very much, Fane. You've been incredibly helpful. I
It's a
didn't
pleasure
know that
to
this
meet
was
you.
a problem that most places had to deal with, but apparently no, it's more common than we expect.
I'm afraid
forgive
so.
me. My name is Edrich
Sir
of
Idrisik,
Winterbourne, Stoke.
pleasure to meet you. Now, I should get back to this. And he holds his meat up and starts to chug it.
Of course.
And we'll
I
cut
will not
over
keep you.
to Sir Florence with that.
Absolutely.
You should try the meat tile.
meat tile.
Fantastic.
Try the meat tile.
Meat tile. Florence is on the final round with everything that he has done and put together. He is going to. Well, one thing I did want to check: is there like a romance roll during the feast that can be done, or is it only flirting?
Romance can be done. It's like courting, right? So you could
Alright.
It's probably more like
Mhm.
finding the right space for it, though. It could either be done in dancing
Okay.
or, finding a
Mhm.
balcony or something like that. I did want to present you, though. Please give me a roll of 2d6 plus 6.
2d6.
Plus
7
6.
plus 6, 13.
So you have an amour for her at 13 as a passion. Once consummated in any
Alright.
sort of lustful action, carnal action, it becomes love.
Alright. Alright, cool. And he will approach the Baroness Pomponia and would say, "May I have a dance with you, dear lady?"
So as you're going over, give me an awareness roll, because we know Florence is pretty oblivious a lot of the time, so let's see if he picks up on this.
Would geniality add to it?
Yes.
You've got a +8.
Jeez.
I'll be back in a moment.
See you in a bit. A failure nonetheless. It looks like he's receiving a call.
Yeah. All right. We're losing people at the inopportune times. Hey, he's back.
Yeah.
I'm big.
Okay. Did your 13 include your? You know what?
I
We won't
can't
even.
hear you guys.
Oh no.
Hold
It
on,
did,
let me
because
pick
his
something.
awareness is normally 5. Oh, it didn't include the honor, though it would still be a failure. Oh, he's gone.
Oh.
But even with the +5, it would still be a failure. By a hair, though.
We're gonna go BRB for a sec. All right, we're back. And Mark can hear us.
All right.
So.
Yes, I got a phone call that fucked everything up.
I've
but
had
I'm
that
back.
happen. The only way, what I do, by the way, if you ever have that in the future, is if you have your Bluetooth on, you can cut your Bluetooth on your phone and often break the connection between your phone and the headset. I have that happen sometimes, so I know what you're talking about there.
Yeah.
And then your Bluetooth will come back on once you charge it. So, all right.
Yeah.
I had that happen like Wednesday, so it's very recent to me. Okay, so you were going over your role means that you don't notice a subtle hand gesture between Pomponia and Perin. And Perin, as you kind of look over, you see Florence is like real close to you. Like, oh, let's look back at Florence, and he's like 2 feet away, walking your direction.
I did like the idea of him looking for Florence, not seeing him, turning to the side, and Florence just standing there.
So yeah, we have Florence and Pomponia. We have Perin and Pomponia, and Florence just arrived.
And with that, Florence approaches, kind of ignoring Perin because he's got business to do. He turns to the lady and go, "Milady, may I have the pleasure of this dance?"
She'll smile your way and say, "Of course." She'll stand. And she'll look to Perin and say, "It was a pleasure getting to know you. I hope we can have further conversations soon."
I would like that. For now, try to just enjoy the evening.
She'll put her hand out for Florence.
Florence would, of course, take it, lead her off to the dance floor.
Right.
And he will put on his best charm in an attempt to continue to draw her attention as his romantic.
Okay. So I'm going to give you just a quick description of the romance skill because it's a little different. So a romance role might be required to know how to approach a woman for the first time, how to properly avert one's eyes, properly kiss their hand, wrist, elbow, or any other part of their body, and most especially, what is the best type to present to give. This all assumes you're a male knight. Unfortunately, that's a 5.2 side of the game. What is the best type of present to give a lover? So it's like anything to do with a proper courting, right? Where flirting, just flirting in contrast. Flirting is a courtly skill that can be mastered to convey sensuality or sexuality. So it's a lot more to do with those kind of rules apply. It's looking for a girlfriend versus looking for someone to bed that night, or putting off like you're mingling in that kind of way. Mm-hmm. Flirting would be quite common amongst a courtroom, right? So.
Okay, it's good to know. I think in this case, it'll be like a quick dance and like a conversation before Florence is like, "There's something I want to show you. If you would join me."
Why don't you give me a dance roll and let's see how awful this one goes first.
Oh, I think you'll find Florence a fucking wonderful dancer.
Especially with the plus 13 he gets to it.
Is it plus 13?
I think Florence.
Or is that
plus
after
8
this?
from geniality, plus 5 from the from the passion.
Plus
That's
8
fair.
from geniality, yeah.
I have decided that Florence is about to do a hoedown.
Yeah,
13.
all right. So it's mastered well. And then you say that you have something you want to show her. She says, "I'd like that."
And with that, he would take a moment to take her away from the feast, off onto like a balcony somewhere romantic, with the wind sweeping through Florence's hair. He would kind of like reach in your back pocket to pull out a gift, and with your permission, I would like to make a romance roll to see if the gift is a right one or a wrong one.
Give her. Yeah, absolutely.
We go romance.
Yeah, romance.
Yeah, romance. And this will be.
I love that you guys have almost no dirt on her past or anything. I love that so much.
No, we don't know shit.
Yeah.
She's good at the game. What could I say?
Once she becomes more of an active presence in Edric's life, you bet he'll be on it like it's hot. But
Yeah, Perin and
as it is,
Edrich. Perin and Edrich are gonna be bent over a table, like fucking, like, all right. So this is what I got from one of my agents over here. And what did you find in this area? Is she a threat, or is?
I imagine something goes Pomponia. Oh yes, the Widowmaker. Oh, it's good to know.
She keeps on murdering people she's enamored with. So
People
Oh my
she's
God.
married to seem to die a lot.
She's
Doing
doing
like
an
5 husbands.
she's doing an impaler
Okay,
DDT on Florence.
Okay, so this is plus 13. Let's go.
All right.
Success.
Wow, with plus 13, it's
So
a 16.
I imagine.
Crazy.
yeah.
Go ahead.
I think in this case it is a beautiful necklace, with gemstones on it that are of Florence's house colors. So it is red, green, and blue. It is essentially, in what I'm kind of interpreting, it is like a symbol of courtship. It's the whole, if you take this, will you join me
Almost
in
like
this?
a promise ring, right? Because there's more formality to that, but this would be sort of like
it's kind of like
informal betrothal, like a promising of the hearts kind of thing, right?
exactly. It's also kind of like, because I imagine this is probably what knights would do. It's kind of like a sign to like other people of like, this is someone I'm interested in, so back off, kind of thing. It's like showing that the colors she has are of his houses.
Okay. I don't know how good she'd be at romance. Flirting, yes, but romance, I don't know. So I'm gonna test her and see if she beats Florence, because if she does, then it might be a different answer. She fails. Just barely fails. So that's good for you in the sense that I think she, because there is much better prospects than your current station as a vassal knight, you know. I think she hesitates for a minute and she says, like, there's a moment where just under her breath, she just kind of parts her lips and says, if only it were that easy. And then she says, after that, she says, but it's my right to decide. I'm a baroness, right? And with that, she accepts it.
Oh yes.
Right. So you are officially courting the Baroness Pomponia, though there is no, like, you're not betrothed legally. You are betrothed by honor.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Exciting.
Oh, this can only be bad for Florence.
Only. I see one way this ends well, and that's you have children and then she dies.
She'll plan a kiss on your cheek. I think what I need you to do is make a lustful roll and not critical.
Oh boy.
Could you say that one more time? I didn't hear.
He's got to make a lustful roll. Does he add his geniality to
No.
this?
No. It's
Would
just a
he add
matter
his
of
passion?
Do I add my... Wait, out of curiosity, do I add my impassioned? Not saying it wouldn't make sense.
what is your passion? Honor?
The impassioned is honor. Yeah.
You can subtract your passion. No lustful roll. Yeah.
You know,
Very nice.
I don't think I'm going to, because I think it
Oh.
would be funny if I crit.
Oh,
No, I
boy.
think you have to, though, if you're impassioned with honor.
Okay, that's
Yeah.
fair.
I think it's like you-
Okay,
it
so
would
Don't
be
worry.
dishonorable
Funnier
to,
when
to
It'll be
No,
even
10%
funnier when you
chance.
still get it. Yeah. Oh.
So close. So close.
Yes. So it's not sealed with
Well,
a
back
bedtime
next month.
exchange.
Mhm.
It ends with that.
God, the two of them are just like circling each other and trying to get the other one to move first, and neither of them is willing to do it.
Oh no, we lost Mark again.
Oh, we lost Mark.
No,
No.
Mark.
I'm Thomas. Thomas, you're Mark. Liam is still Liam. I don't know how that worked.
Hello,
Absolutely. I
I
walk
am me.
town square,
I wonder if Mark's
Yeah.
laptop died.
blowing in the breeze. Oops, say again.
I wonder if Mark's laptop died.
He's back. Welcome back.
I just have to do something quickly.
All right, you're back. You're
Hi.
here. Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
Can you hear me?
Yep. Okay.
Yep, we can hear. Can you hear us? Excellent.
Yep. All good.
So there's one other bit of info. Oh. I hear you loud and
he's
clear.
gone. Oh, he's back.
What's going on?
What's happening?
Wait.
Hold on. Now that we're on stream, I can do the technical
We're
difficulty
bouncing
stats.
around.
Yeah. I'm just not gonna do anything, because I
Okay.
might fuck things up.
Just touch nothing.
All right. So, yeah, you're acting awfully slow, so it might continue to drop. There's one other thing that's mentioned. I think you all kind of catch rumors about this. There is in Soissons, in the mainland, Soissons fell to the Franks this past year. And rumor has it the last praetor of Rome, Syagrius, is upon the island. Rumor has it that he's in London, currently seeking King Uther's assistance after seeking the King of Malahut his assistance. He is looking for an army to try and reclaim Soissons for the last holdout of the Western Empire that is Rome, effectively.
That's big news.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, die, invaders!
Too bad for him. We're kind of dealing with our own shit right now.
And that's who that is. Okay, so we're gonna cut over to we're gonna rank up. I'm gonna put on
Oh, yes.
more peppy music as we get on to the next piece here.
Hell
Let me
yeah.
add our geniality to glory.
It's too peppy, but that's okay. We'll do it for now. Sounds like The Simpsons for a moment. Yeah. Okay, so let's dive in. I got everything set up, so it should be fairly quick. Experience checks. So we're gonna start with all of you rolling on your checks. Why don't we do this from above the silt down through. So we'll start with Liam this time.
All right, Perin's turn.
Yeah.
All right. So first things first, generous. Yeah, gonna roll me a generous, and I'm looking to get above what it is, right?
You're looking to
Yes.
fail.
Yeah, you're looking to fail. Oh.
That was not a fail, unfortunately.
Here's where we're gonna succeed on everything, just like last time.
Smash every roll.
Yeah, that's not a success on honest. That is a success. Just come on, here we go. That's a success on just. Oh no.
To be fair, those are all the. Oh, that one sucks.
Yeah,
Actually,
I
it's good.
do not
That's
get
good.
worse.
That's
But
good.
for the GM,
I do
should
not
be
get-
sad about that.
I do not get worse. Thank God. And I am more spiritual. Hell yeah, the unicorn experience is finally sinking in.
Excellent. I don't know if Lily's coming on camera, but she's hanging nearby. I don't know if she's
Ooh,
hanging
that's
on.
a fumble on Love Family.
Very nice.
Is that still just one?
Still, yeah.
Well, what I'm gonna do for fumbles is actually you get to tick it again for next year.
Hell yeah.
Hell yes.
All right, cool. So I will leave it tick.
This is the one time we like it when we fumble on
Yeah.
patches.
All right, next, courtesy. That's a success on courtesy. And I think that's it, actually.
Not a lot of successes there, hey?
No.
The Love Family
Two-
to 16 is a big one. So
Yes, that is very good.
yeah. All right. So I went with the more emotional music because I don't have a lot of peppy music. So I think it's the Edward death scene music actually because I'm starting to feel
No!
emotion coming up.
No.
Flashbacks.
Yeah. It's weird how music
Like
does
here,
that, hey?
Alright, who's next?
helicopters.
All right.
You
On
going next,
to
Thomas, or am I?
on to Thomas for the next.
Alrighty.
Yeah.
So let me test spiritual and see how it goes. Okay, success on spiritual, so none of this experience. Here's the thing: the Fae are just obstacles. The Fae are just there.
Yeah.
And now I test indulgent, and I would like indulgent to remain where it is, but it doesn't. God damn it!
Yeah.
I am now 8 indulgent and 12 temperate. Now trusting, I could go either way on this, but I do not increase it. Hospitality, still a 14. I'm gonna pay for that later. Fairy lore, if I don't get this, I'm gonna scream. There we go.
And you can tick it again.
Hell yeah. Falconry. There we go. Here's where it happens, and I haven't used my sword this entire year.
You did not. A little
Um,
different than our prologue characters, for sure.
Yeah. Alright, come on, intrigue, come on, intrigue. No.
Oh, pity.
Alright, and that is everything, I believe.
All right.
Florence's turn.
Give her Mark.
First up is energetic. Did you guys hear me out of curiosity?
Yep.
Yeah, we can hear.
Yes.
Alright, cool. Just make sure. First up, energetic.
Hey.
Hell yeah.
Damn.
You get it, and you get to recheck it. That's good. For fumble.
Yeah.
Feeling
Nice.
energetic.
Next up, it's merciful. Oh, it doesn't go up, unfortunately. Spiritual. Doesn't go up, unfortunately. Indulgent.
Indulgent bros.
That increases, apparently.
That doesn't surprise me.
Yeah, that's fair.
It was really good water, you don't understand.
You've been drinking more than once for sure.
Awareness goes up.
Hell yeah.
Falconry goes up.
It's all happening.
Flirting goes up.
Very nice. Beautiful.
And then intrigue
Excellent.
goes up.
You're getting good luck.
Doing very well. I think that's it for me, yeah.
All right.
Oh, and he is now 23.
Yeah, make sure you age up. Actually, that's the next
Oh,
part.
yeah.
See roll.
That's right.
Yeah, you just add your age +1.
21.
I'm 22.
Any of you guys have super old family? I don't think so, right?
No,
What do you
not
mean by
me.
old family?
Like old knights or things like that.
No.
I don't think so.
It's a
no.
problem for me.
Okay. And Thomas, give me a 1d6 roll, okay?
Absolutely. 6.
On to the next piece. So we're gonna skip family survival because no one's really aged enough for that to matter.
Why did I roll it? Why did I roll
You
it?
don't know. Yeah, you don't know.
Oh no.
I pre-rolled weather before the session. You got 13 in that. So it's a pretty middle of the run weather, I'd say. Now we get to roll fortune and misfortune events. Yay!
Oh, yay!
So we're gonna start with the family events.
I want to say I've written a poem detailing the specific virtues of the Brownies. Where do we open? We had something for this, didn't we? Winter phase. There we go.
Yeah, it's not gonna be identical to that. So just go to family. So for family events, we're gonna be rolling certain numbers. So I'm gonna ask you guys to roll for me. You're gonna roll, and then we'll go on to the next point. I'm gonna actually.
Where is this again?
You're just gonna roll.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So give me a D20 roll, starting with. Actually, all three of you can roll.
Right?
$13.
8.
Okay. You all got family events. 2 of you that are odd rolls got table B, and the even roll got table A.
Really?
Table A.
So table A, you're gonna make a D100 roll. Table B's are making D100 rolls as well.
I see.
So D100 for me?
Yeah, please do.
11.
60.
32.
So
We're running the gamut.
we'll start with Liam. So family event. Give me a D6 roll.
Okay. That's a 6.
Okay. Your sister had a son this year.
Ah! I went uncle!
Uncle
Oh.
Perin!
My fucking family isn't gonna die!
Though keep in mind, she got married to a banneret, so she's not actually. She's still family.
Oh, that's
but...
right. She's not in my household though.
Yeah.
Fuck. Well, I'm happy for them still, but like
Yeah.
Okay, well that's exciting. And then I don't remember. I was a rich knight this year, and I went to live as a normal knight. How much librum
That's
does
one
that
librum.
get me again?
You
It's
get
one librum.
Yeah.
Hell yeah, 1 librum.
One librum's a big
I
deal.
remember I absolutely stole a librum from you.
Yeah, that was fun.
That's why you trust in Melon.
Okay.
Correct.
So, table B, we're gonna go to Edrich next. Table B, Edrich got a What did you roll, Tom? 60?
60, yes. Please don't say I rolled a
You've rolled a love affair with a fairy.
God damn it! It's always my enemies.
Give me a D20 roll.
Absolutely. $18.
18 is cousin of yours.
Do I have them?
You have one.
Yeah, I've got Goratrix.
Yeah.
What's he gotten up to this time?
Whoa.
Tell me how
Wow.
Satan shits in my dinner.
Give me
What?
another D6.
Oh no. Who?
Didn't roll a 1. So
What would have
Goratrix
happened?
leaves on a pilgrimage to a sacred place relevant to paganism every year. This is probably, I would like to say it's Stonehenge.
Stonehenge is really close, so that's probably a great place to go.
It's not super close to where he is now, but it's probably like
That's
Not for
true.
a
him.
return home and
Yeah.
a visit, and then that. A 1, he would have died.
Oh, good.
Oh.
Well, I'm
Uh,
glad he didn't. How would he have died? Just not returned, or
Trouble, yeah, exactly.
trouble?
Roads are filled with terrible things.
Look, if I imagine if like a bandit was waiting on the side of the road and Goratrix was walking by, they would like pop out with a knife and go, "Sorry, sir, we'll be on our way."
Right. So in that case, Goratrix can check his spiritualism if you want to just add it up for a skill.
Yep.
Since you're lacking anyone else, obviously if that was a household knight, it'd be more meaningful. But I don't think you have one yet, so I think it makes sense for Goratrix anyways.
His spiritual's already ticked.
Well, roll that real quick, and then tick it again, and
Da-da-da-da.
so I failed.
Oh god,
It
Oh,
just bounces
boy.
off his brain. Yeah.
just bounces off his brain. I mean, I'm supposed to do this, right?
Yeah.
It looks nice.
Still stones. Yep.
Stones are still there. Very cool.
So we're gonna go to Mark. You rolled 11 on your D100, correct?
Yup.
Give me a D6 roll.
Oh no. 6.
And give me a D20 roll.
Uh-oh. 1.
Roll another D20.
Godspeed, buddy.
It doesn't make sense.
I believe in you. Godspeed, buddy.
6.
That one makes sense. Your brother. So I guess, yeah, your brother had. That's a good question. I was pulling up your family line here. Idmiston. This would be the one that's married. Do you have one that's married, or are they all betrothed? You had one that got married. Rodri got married. Rodri and Abelat had a son.
Hey!
Hooray!
Very good.
Nice. More knights for the family.
Godrix
It's not like
really
I'm
needs to
bragging or
start
anything.
making more bastards.
Yeah, that'd be very helpful for you. Just
Yeah.
yeah, we'll take them in. Oh no, how shameful. Oh no.
The
We still make
giant-
good knights.
Yeah, these giant people.
Oh no, bastards. Well, I guess you better earn your honor back by fighting for us as your family.
these bastards with 18 size as a minimum.
Okay, now we go to some of the fun stuff here. Not that that wasn't super fun. We'll get more fun. So continuing on, you're gonna make a luck roll here in a second for your manor.
I'm reading the chat. Unionize until we get to see Gortrix die on screen.
No! I won't let you do it to him. I won't let you do it to him.
Okay. Why don't you all give me a d6 roll?
All right. 6.
1.
3.
Oh wow, we got a perfect spread.
All right. So, Mark and Liam, you're rolling on the bad luck table.
Shit.
And
It worked! It worked, guys!
Thomas, you're rolling on the
poem and
good
they
luck
liked
table.
it.
Yeah. So we're gonna start
Yay.
with Liam. Why don't you give me a bad luck roll?
Okay, what's the actual dice on that?
T100.
81.
81. Your manors, roads, and buildings are run down and in need of repair. +3 fate until you spend 1d3 Librum rectifying the situation.
Oh, fuck.
1 Librum rectifying the situation.
All right. It's a good thing I made plans to save up my coffers. I'm spending that Librum. Let's get that problem fixed right away. I don't want my people to have to use shitty roads.
All right. Yeah, I can. I'll give you.
What are we picked?
I'll give you that, and then your stewardship roll will determine whether or not that was like successful in time to avoid the extra fate, if that makes any sense. So that's an interesting.
Okay.
Thing. So then we go to Mark. You can give me a D100 roll as well for bad luck.
3.
Bandit raid.
Oh shit.
No.
You have nothing
That
for them to
Gortrix
just.
bad.
You haven't built any manor
No.
bonuses for them to destroy, but you get a plus 1d6 2 fate. So you just mark a +2 to your fate. That's going to come up in a second here.
Alright.
And then we go to Thomas with a good manor roll.
What do I roll?
1d100.
88.
Roll spiritualism.
Oh boy. Why did it close? Right, here we go. Come on. Success!
Okay. So this is actually interesting. So the church gives you a gift of a standing silver crucifix. It's worth 2 Librum, and while you have it, those D6 rolls you made, you get a +1 to the luck table while you have it.
Cheer.
So this is a direct response of your abbot, I think. Like, this is what he does for you when he hears about the petitions for support, and this is what the church lands you.
Well, with thanks to Christ.
Yeah. Okay. So now we get to see how bad the situation is for each of your lifestyles now. Actually, Liam, you already passed your justice test. So let me just see what that does. You succeeded, so you can reduce your hatred landlord by 1. We really should pull that off because we have not made that roll yet for any of you guys. Yeah. I need all of you to do a 3d6 roll for hatred landlord.
Give me a quick second.
And this will be something you mark on your sheet.
Oh.
I really don't like you, Mark.
No.
Oh, I just tried to roll it in the Twitch chat. Whoops.
Just a real quick thing. What does the Silver Crucifix give me? It's worth 2 Librum and...
+1 luck on your luck roll, that D6 you rolled to see whether or not you had a calamity or a benefit.
Perfect.
That could have been worse. It could have been better.
Could have been what Mark got.
Could have been what I rolled.
Yeah.
Oh, they don't like us.
Do you understand how much I've tried to make you guys sow something other than, dust?
Okay.
It makes sense that they don't particularly like things. At times are hard.
Okay, and then you're gonna note that you can put that in your passions even though you wouldn't roll it, right? So it is hatred landlord. That's what your people have for you, and then you're also gonna give me a 3d6 roll for your concerned commoners.
This better be high. Wait, is this us being concerned about our commoners?
Yes,
Or
correct.
the concern of the... Okay, good. I hope this is high. Reasonably high.
Not particularly concerned.
And then Liam, did you get that part? Did you already roll?
Oh no, sorry. Say it again.
You're rolling another
Another
3d6 for concerned
Another
commoners.
3d6. Gotcha.
This is how much you like your people. You'd want this to be high, because you're that kind of... Oh, you did your part.
Don't worry,
Mr. Bob, can I switch those two numbers, please? Can I get 10 for liking them and
yeah, I think
9
it's
for
fair.
them not liking me?
I think
No,
it's fair.
it's fine.
No, I think it's fair.
Yeah?
With your roleplay, yeah, I'll allow it.
Hell yeah.
What you're gonna do though is make sure they're both recorded as passions on your sheet. So one is concern commoners, and the other is hatred landlord. Hatred landlord is not a passion of yours, but it's good to have.
No,
on
but
your
it's
sheet.
it's where we're tracking it, yeah.
Why don't they like me? All I've done is make sure that they look after animals and not kill everyone.
Why don't they like me? I'm just so handsome. Surely everyone has to like me, then.
Okay,
That's what's going through Florence's head.
so we've done the justice test already for Liam, which was good. So for Liam, you got a success on that. You reduced hatred of landlord by 1.
Hell yes.
Very
And then
nice.
I think, did we roll it? We didn't roll it last year, did we?
No. So we're just gonna
okay.
kind of count it from now. So, so we're gonna do the justice test for Thomas next for Edrich. An
Lost
impassionate.
Mark for a second.
That's okay. We have a impassioned poor farmer and a disheartened poor old widow. Something about a child. Oh man. Illicit love affair and grandmother.
This is...
Well, take it this way. So there's an illicit love affair that led to a child, right?
Yes. Regarding the grandmother, who is perhaps now a poor old widow, and the impassioned poor farmer has, like, a child who should be supported by their family.
Mhm.
That makes more sense and is less horrifying than the first thing that came into my head.
Yeah, I agree. Agreed. It's easier to make it. That's why these things aren't an exact story. That's why you're figuring them out. So it's a disheartened poor old widow who's the grandmother, and impassioned poor
Maybe like the mother died in childbirth.
yeah.
Had like a dispute between who the child should go with, either the grandmother, the
I
old
like that.
woman, or the father, the impassioned farmer.
I like that a lot. So how are you gonna rule over this, Edrich? What's your intention here?
Honestly, there's no reason why this problem has to exist, surely. Why does the impassioned poor farmer and the disheartened poor old widow just not move in together?
Okay.
With the poor old widow no longer having a husband around.
Because they hate
the
each
poor
other.
farmer could be
I'll-
because they hate each other? Okay.
Yeah. Specifically, the
and they both
impassioned poor
want-
farmer hates the old hag and doesn't want her ruling over him in any way or whatever.
Got you. And this poor old widow, is there more to her than being disheartened? Does she seem like she'd be a good caretaker? How old is she?
It says old widow, so probably in her 60s. Her being disheartened is probably part of the problem. Like she's it's hard to tell. She looks a little bit distraught and whatever. She's worried about not getting time with her grandchild.
How impassioned is this poor farmer? Frothing at the mouth, or... I wonder if, with force of will, I can get him to accept my ruling.
Maybe. Why don't you're gonna test you're gonna test your justice on this one, because it's ultimately what you're aiming to do, right? So
Yes. Oh boy. I want to decrease my hatred, landlord. I would like to try and activate a passion if I am able, and activate my honor.
sure.
Oh, we lost Mark again.
It's okay.
No.
He's coming in and out for now.
Oh, it keeps happening.
Succeeded on honor. I'm gonna go for just. I roll with a modifier of R. Oh, good. I'm glad I rolled that passion. Should I also test arbitrary?
No. It's just a just test, but it is against these two.
Gotcha.
Okay, so the poor farmer who is impassioned, he'll fail that one. So it's basically you end up with a 0. Like you beat one but not the other. So it's like your case is reasonable, but the farmer is not impressed with your outcome, which can be moving together, doesn't matter. Like both either move in together or you have to make sure that she has a right to be the grandmother of this kid, right? Is that reasonable?
It is, yeah. Basically, Edrich's main party line is, look, she is clearly quite distraught about this entire matter, and she is ailing too, judging by the shake in her hands. You can stand to look after her and your child in the same house, particularly when you go out and no one looks after the child.
You know what? I did that wrong. You actually did succeed. It should have been the 2d20 I was messing up. It should have looked like this: 14 versus 7 is what should have been the outcome. So you would have succeeded.
Oh, got you.
So, in that case, with a success, you can reduce the hatred of landlord by 1.
Look at me. They really, really tolerate me.
All
Hate
right.
landlord is now 12. They hate me almost as much. No, sorry. I care about them almost as much as they hate me. But yes, I'm content with that. That's good.
All right. Now we're gonna make Mark here your justice event.
Alright.
Ordinary, flirtatious, attractive widow.
Oh no!
And passion farmer. It's involving illicit love affair apparently, and an aunt.
Oh no. Oh no.
Oh no.
So the impassioned farmer could be an aunt of so she's the aunt that's angry. She insults on behalf of her nephew. Yeah, nephew, right? That's what it'd be. Nephew.
Yeah, aunts have nephews.
Probably less the nephew and more the nephew's wife, right? Because he's been fooling around with an as I'm sure Florence would be well attuned, that commoner is quite attractive, and there's some kind of affair going on. There was an exchange of verbal insults. I think we lost Mark again.
I'm still here. My
Okay.
camera's just.
It's okay. What's
I'm just gonna be a still image.
Just give me a.
It's actually a perfect image for you to do so.
Give me a justice roll versus this here.
Alright. Fail.
They succeeded.
Oh.
So that is a fail. Increase hatred of landlord by
no.
1.
Oh no!
Not doing well in that realm. Okay, on to
We can-
To 16.
Yeah,
They are gonna
Amazing.
revolt.
that's a
We
big.
can all see exactly how this went down, I think.
I think, yeah, definitely. I think it's pretty obvious that Sir Florence has a bias in this. In that during the trial, he's very openly flirting with the attractive widow.
Amazing.
He's
Incredible.
just very actively during it, doing his classic "I'm the man with the golden tongue" routine.
Oh, good.
Perhaps
good
you
Ed.
might come back to my place later and I can shoot you.
Yeah. I think he ends up siding with the attractive the attractive widow, and in fact he probably doesn't even hear the case of the impassioned farmer, just kind of huh? Oh, sorry, I wasn't paying attention.
Ah.
Okay, so last thing you're gonna do before we calculate your misfortune is you're gonna test concern. So you're gonna take that concern one I just gave you, and you're gonna roll that and see if you critical, succeed, fail, or whatnot.
Oh no! Hey!
Oh, hell yeah.
Success.
Hell yeah, buddy!
I am concerned.
I need one from Thomas and Liam as well.
Oh, yeah.
I am also concerned about them.
I'm concerned, but not in the way I probably should be.
I am not concerned at all.
So close. That was so close.
I
to
think
a
it's
fumble,
more
Liam.
so
I don't know
the
what
rest of
happened.
your year, maybe you spend not being able to focus on them. Might be what it
I
looks
think
like.
I think potentially Perin has just been fixating on the Baroness Pomponia hand touch thing. Just
Yeah.
what the fuck did that mean?
Yeah.
Was that, oh god, I don't know whether I want that to be platonic or I don't want that to be platonic. Oh, that's gonna make things so complicated. Oh my god.
So for
Be like Edrich.
one sec. So real quick, for those who succeeded, you get to reduce your misfortune by 5. For Perin who failed, it's just nothing. If it was a fumble, it would have been increased misfortune by
Gotcha.
5. So
Gotcha.
relatively okay. Let's go ahead and close this out. So to close this out, we're gonna see how you get to live. Now I gave you guys misfortune numbers before. Do you remember what they are?
No.
I do not.
Okay. So rated +2 fate. I gave you misfortune numbers, I swear. Did I not? It was the fortune, misfortune events. The fate, right?
I got the fate, which was 2 for me.
And I get a thing added to my fate dice.
If you had the chance to change your
Not
fate.
now, you don't.
Did
Later you
ya?
do.
Later I
So, fortune, misfortune. Weather's going to be 13. Fortune, misfortune events. Mark, you had a +2 your fate, right?
Okay. Yep.
For a bad thing, right? Isn't that correct?
Yep.
Yeah, because he got bandited.
Yeah. So you're going to apply that directly. So your misfortune score is 15. But then you minus that by 5.
Alright, so misfortune score is 10.
10. So we're gonna deal with you first because I don't think I can do this all at once. So
Probably smart.
we're gonna do a 1d20 versus 10 misfortune versus 1d20 verse 19 or 18 was Bledig. Bledig
Yep.
stewardship.
He's a great steward.
Oh yeah.
I think that's good.
Yep. So misfortune failed.
I believe in you.
So if we look on the chart,
Good.
misfortune failure, stewardship success, right?
Mm-hmm.
That is a rich knight. You'll be living as a rich knight.
Hell yes.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Now
You'll
we
need
go-
it with the bling you're throwing around.
Now, did Perin get a +1 fate? Does anyone recall for that one roll he made? I think it was an 80.
I got the
81.
bad one, right?
Yeah, that's what we
I
need to
think
know.
It
Is
was a
there
+1.
88?
It was a
Sounds
one roll
success.
before, but I don't know if it was for a different thing.
88. Hold on. Let's see.
You said he'd have to pay 1d3 Librum to repair the
Oh,
thing.
that was a
That
different
might
thing.
and
not.
something.
That's not a fate. That's different.
Yeah, I don't think. Yeah, I don't think his penalty is fate then, because I think it's something else. It's the 1d3.
I think it was a different one. Yeah.
Yeah. So, okay. So for Liam, we just have, we have the 13 for Liam's fate.
What if I had the chance to change my fate? Would I? Yes.
Yeah.
Please.
+0, +0. Because he didn't get that. Okay. So 13. So 13
I don't know if this is good or not until it happens.
verse 1d20 verse 13 misfortune verse 1d20 verse 19. He actually has the best steward out of a lot of you.
Ooh, Ledek?
No, Lady Fleur is the best.
Lady Thor. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, I thought
Yeah,
so.
that's right. Mm.
Yeah, she's badass. She's wonderful.
Can we trade, Sir Perin?
Hell yeah.
That's not great.
Good.
So they both.
That's not.
Well, it's a
Well, 'cause
success and a success.
Oh, because it's still
Yeah.
got to roll the misfortune too.
Oh,
Oh yeah.
Did roll the misfortune, so success.
So tie is a win normal, lose poor. So this season you'll be living as a poor knight.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Because
Oh.
higher than the stewardship.
So
Well, that sucks.
Well, hell.
so the misfortune, this would represent like what did happen to you? Oh, the roads. The roads created all
roads.
kind of havoc with you trading for the harvest time and like getting things
Yeah.
out in time for the harvest, and then the weather was bad. It was super muddy roads, and you just had a real hard time with it.
our supply, like a bunch of our supplies, ended up spoiling before it had time to make it to the market, just because it was stuck.
Exactly. A whole bunch of turmoil there too, I think.
Well, you know, the rich knight giveth, and the poor knight taketh away.
So 13
You're
minus
saying you're
5
going
plus
to break?
plus 0 for Thomas.
So
Actually,
that is 8.
no, 13 minus, oh yeah, minus 5 plus 0. Yep, 8. So, 8.
Watch you crit. It's going to be great.
17 for Balric.
Oh, better than I remember. Don't
And-
fumble
Remember being something
again,
like that.
Aldrich.
I'm doing that wrong. 1d20
I believe in the heart
1d20
of the Winterbourne Stokes.
verse
The heart of the feast cards.
1d20 verse 17 Balric.
Hell
Well,
yes.
That's good. So you succeeded, they failed, so you get to... So success and failure, same thing as Mark's outcome, right? Success with a failure. Success with a failure, yeah, rich knight.
Reversal of fortune. I'm glad the church came into it, and I hope my letter did something.
Now here's a question.
Good.
Are you going to step down one and pay back Perin in kind? for previous year.
Perin gave me that money because of the bet.
Oh,
Correct.
fair enough.
However, he is currently living as a poor knight, right?
Yeah.
Correct.
Let's do it. Let's do it. I would like to live as a normal knight and get 1 librum, and I would like to give that librum to Perin so he can help fix stuff better.
I might need to
indeed-
roll prideful if I actually accept that, though.
Consider it a return on what Dalen has done for Edrich.
You spoke to Dalen? What? When did that happen? They weren't returning my
Never you
letters.
Never you mind.
Oh,
Do you want to
Edrich
test
sends a letter
Anyway.
and then gets 4 back from Perin.
Yes, I will.
It's up to you. I won't force it.
No, I absolutely should.
Fail. So yeah.
Oh,
Yep.
fail on both.
So I think
Just
you'd
like, I
accept
think
it.
after-
You're not comfortable with it, but you accept it.
Yeah.
After, like, the 3rd letter of back and forth, like, oh, I couldn't possibly. No, it is I who is in debt to you.
Perrin's more
Um,
like, listen, Edrich, you got to keep this for your own stores because if anything, you should be looking at my example as a you're living up one day and then your fortunes could turn. Save this, and Edrich just refuses to because he's
Yes, which is
a
why
very
I'm
kind
returning your
dummy.
generosity.
he's a very
I'm not-
kind dummy.
I am not a very kind dummy. I am a very cunning person who is smart.
Yeah,
Take
Um,
my money.
Meanwhile, you both get letters from Florence that are just like, I'm doing well. Things are great.
Things are good
that's
over
it.
in Idmiston.
So Thomas, you can take generous for that. And then I think that is all we need to do for tonight.
Oh yeah.
So lifestyle
Also,
expenses. Oh, it was a little bit different. I'm sorry.
Oh.
I think so. I need to look it over a little bit, but I think the idea is that, like, if you're rich at 12... No, I should look it over, because this might not be 100% accurate. But it might be. I think, so it costs 12 librum to live rich. If you go down to normal 8, you get 4 librum.
4 librum.
yeah, that sounds right. I thought that was.
But it would cost you 4 to raise someone from poor to normal.
Mm.
So I just want to say that for Liam, because to make clear, Liam might have the money himself from last year. You lived rich last year, right, Liam?
Correct. No, I lived
No,
I
he
lived
lived
normal, but I
You
rolled
got
the rich.
librum.
Yeah,
You lived
I
normally,
saved
rolled
it.
rich, so you had 4 librum. You had to spend
Oh, okay.
one on your road, so that's 3 librum. So you need
Right,
1
and then I
librum.
gave 1 to Edrich,
Okay,
so it would have been down to 2.
2. So he would, Edrich, he would need 2 librum from you. You would have to still step down to normal. You need 2 of your 4 librum, but you get to keep 2 librum for your own healings as well. Does that make
I'm
sense?
fine with that.
And that is all we're
Take
gonna
your
do.
2 librum.
I'm not
Okay.
sure we'll do horse breeding rules yet. We'll do horse survival eventually, but we'll figure that stuff out later. I'm pretty happy
Also,
with
as
this.
a note,
Yeah.
just as a quick note, just so it's on stream, Florence is going to step down from being a rich knight to a normal knight and get that 4 librum.
Hell yeah. We got a bunch of smart investors here.
So experience improvements. You get 5 skill points, 1 skill at anything greater than 15, or 1 attribute you can raise. So you get to. This is your level up the one thing you want to do for the 3 of you.
I want to increase. I don't think I can increase my. Can I put stuff into my appearance again? No, I
It's
think
not
that's just
size.
when I reach the next thing of glory.
Not sure.
Um,
I put mine in lance because I'm training to be a spear boy.
What does orate do? Is that an action I can take at feasts?
I believe so.
Yeah.
It's like talking.
it comes up with some cards. But yes.
Yeah.
Delivering
Is it an
speech.
action?
Your ability.
Yeah, is it an action I can take though, or is it only something that comes up in cards? 'Cause I haven't seen it very often in cards.
It actually comes up quite a bit in cards, but like
Yeah.
whenever you have to give a toast, things like that, it will
Right.
come up, but it's not like a general action. But doesn't mean like it comes up a lot. I've seen it come up
Gotcha.
Have you-
probably 15 times since we played this game. Like it's probably third behind courtesy and intrigue, honestly. As far as like it's basically being able to deliver a good speech.
Mm.
And sometimes it might be
I-
like to convince somebody. I might maybe roll that. So
I'm very tempted to increase my orate, but also I feel like I need to increase my courtesy, and also I want to increase my sword, and also I need to increase my battle. Can I diablerize another knight and gain
Right.
his XP points?
I'm just gonna fix something real quick. I'll be back in 2 seconds, guys.
Cool.
All right, see you in a bit.
I'm
I
trying-
assume since that wasn't an answer, that the answer
That was the answer. Is yes, obviously.
and I'm
Yeah.
going to
obviously.
diablerize Sir Jareth.
I was just gonna suggest Sir
Hmm.
Jareth. That's funny. Same hat. So I'm trying to decide whether I want to increase flirting to 8, increase romance to 7, or sword to 17. Because I believe none of us
Oh.
are very good at sword
I was
right
about
now.
to say, get yourself a wife, but then I'm pretty sure we're about to go into battle.
Yeah, I think. Hmm.
I'm torn between increasing my sword to 16, increasing my battle to 15, or increasing my orate, because I'm extremely good at writing. I have 16 in compose.
Do either of you guys have a high lance score? Or
No,
is your sword your highest? Okay.
my sword is my highest.
Because the one thing I would bring up is that rule that Bob was talking about. As Kimrick Knights, we can use our lance score when using a spear.
Correct.
The only reason I'd be using something other than a sword is if I drop my sword.
You
That's
do
fair.
get a slight bonus, a slight extra bonus to using a lance when you're charging. So like, it is helpful to use the lance, especially if like.
Mathematically, no, it isn't, because I've got more in my sword than I do in my lance. That
Right.
plus 5
I
goes-
just mean if they were more like even, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, it's good for that opening move.
Maybe I should bring
So-
lance to 15 then.
I'd recommend focusing on whatever your highest one is,
Yeah,
because it increases that chance of crit. That's like
you're right.
key.
You're right.
You know what? I was imprisoned by Saxons once. Never again. I'm going
Oh,
to
God.
increase sword.
We're dummies.
going-
We're so stupid.
Woo!
We're both increasing sword. Okay, here we go.
We're so dumb. But look, here's the thing: the longer we live, the more XP we get for other things.
Mm.
Oh, and just for clarification, so we get to increase one of our skills over 15 by 1. Do we get anything else other than that?
I don't think so.
It's that
I
or
think that's
5
it.
points to distribute. If they're under
Yeah.
15.
Okay, let's do this.
Yeah.
I'm as good with my sword as I am at lying and courtly intrigue.
Are
And currently, as we speak, writing letters and poems.
So you raised your sword.
Yep, it is now famously high.
What did you do, Mark?
I
Just 'cause I was
also-
away. Oh, sorry, Liam. Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Oh, I was just going to say, I raised my lance to kind of represent that training with the Kimrick spear.
Thanks. And Liam.
I also raised my sword.
Yeah.
I'm now a 17 in it.
I'll catch up.
Are you at 16? Which one? What's the threshold for famous? Is it 16?
I believe it's 16.
16.
Oh, I'm famed for my swordplay. That's fun.
Yeah, I think we got it.
Yeah, great. We're pretty close to done. It's now just calculating glory. But there's one thing I wanted to ask you. Oh, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah, we can hear.
My phone decided to connect. Now I'm turning off my Bluetooth, just like what happened to Mark.
Oh.
So, it's probably because I stepped away and came back. But did I give you any glory for aside from what you earned in the feast? Did you get anything for the hunt? don't think you did you?
No, you didn't bring that up.
Yeah. So you're gonna get plus 25 glory each because Gorlo personally went with you, he invited you into his company.
Hell yeah. So that's an
Hell
extra
yeah.
25?
Mm-hmm.
I won't record that in Glory Tracker, but
You can't.
that's because we're all adding that to our this game glory right now.
Out of curiosity, though, the glory you put in the glory tracker, that's up to date?
Up to date, including the
Alright,
genealogy
cool.
that I added there.
Thank you.
Not including the 25 glory we just got, though.
Oh shit, Perin's much higher than I thought.
I'm
Yeah,
doing quite well.
I don't think I am doing well.
Oh,
I'm
also,
at.
I don't remember if we ever went over this, Bob. But I get any glory for saving that knight's life?
Remind me, what knight's life? What was this?
The guy who was going to fall off
botched
the
at
cliff.
Falcon.
The one that he didn't push off a cliff.
Oh yeah, right. I'll give you a 5 for
I
that.
don't remember.
Makes sense.
Even 400.
And then, sorry, Thomas, did you say that you did include the genealogy glory as well?
I did include the genealogy. I didn't include the 25 we got for the falconry.
Yeah, perfect.
So the 11, 10, and 6 isn't geniality times 10?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. I think I was just keeping track of the genealogy on some.
Okay. So just to note, when you add in 10, Perin, you're adding times 10, right? So 100 there?
I already did that for him.
Oh, okay.
It's in this glory. I already added the 100 and whatever.
In Glory Tracker, or did you go to a sheet? Add it?
Glory tracker. You would see in Perin, Florence, Edrich, I have 350, 370, 335.
Oh, okay.
That's accurate.
It's just the one beneath it was 11, 10, and 6. So okay.
Yeah, I put that in
Gotcha.
just so I could refer back to it. I can delete it now.
No, it's okay. It's good to know that stuff.
Alright, cool.
Okay, so what are your new glories?
1,619.
I am at 1,781.
And Liam, what's your new one?
My new glory is I think it's going to be 17. Hang on, let me actually do the math right, because I think I fucked up the math. Hang on, give 1 second.
Calculate.
My new glory. Okay, I was like the 10 digits, or I was 10 off. 1709 is my new glory.
All right. Make sure that's recorded in your total glory on your sheet, and then go ahead and remove from existing glory. So obviously you're getting to 2,000 glory a lot slower than your previous nights, but you are getting there.
Well, we didn't slay a passions last time,
yeah.
So
you also been only in one round of combat, actual battle proper.
Yeah.
So
We didn't do much.
It didn't go well. All right. Any questions before we wrap up, guys? Anything you want to say or do?
Nope, I'm good.
Honestly, I am fine. If the whole fairy situation has gone away, Edrich is very happy.
Right?
He would have left a gift, but it's gone anyway, so he's happy.
Fair enough. Well, it's gone for now. You're welcome to leave a gift if you want one. Think on it. Let me know what you do. Why don't we go ahead and do our outros here? So
absolutely.
I'm Bob. This has been another episode of Sword of Victory. Next episode, we'll be bringing in Gary to bring a mystery character on the screen. So looking forward to that. Dun, dun, dun. To leave you with a last little bit of information, the Baroness Pomponia does in fact find out a little bit more about where Lady Bronwyn is staying. So she's staying at Humble Creek Manor in Huntland.
Ah,
kill them.
All right. Well, at least she's okay. That's good.
She's not okay. She's around Sir Jarrett.
She's also potentially around Sir Jaren, who I'm sure is looking out for her.
So, yeah, next episode we'll be continuing with this story. Hoping you guys are enjoying it. I don't have a lot more to add other than I'm going to be launching Open Pendragon in the next... I really should just commit and say this Saturday, but I'm not 100% yet. I need to kind of look at my books and make sure I'm going to have enough mental space for it. But hopefully I can kickstart a first session of that. My goal is to have that first session actually be some of those volunteer knights that go along with Maddock to raid in Cairn County. So, in this previous year. Because most of Open Pendragon will be theming alongside kind of the backdrop of what you guys are involved in, what Gathering of Branches are involved in. I don't have any other projects to talk about yet, so let's leave it at that. We have Gathering Branches on Tuesday. Feel free to pop in and follow along. Thanks for watching. I'm going to move it to Thomas.
Hello, I've been Thomas, and I've also been Edrich of Winterbourne Stoke. Edrich having flashbacks of his time with the Saxons. Surely it's fine. But yes, all told, I've had a good year in game, and I've had a good episode. So thank you, Bob. That's me. I do not exist online. Do not look for me.
Mark.
Oh, hi! I didn't see you there. I was just checking out our handy-dandy Discord. By the way, did you know we have a Discord? Come check us out. We got all kinds of cool shit going on there, announcement of new projects that are going on. Like Bob has said, he's got his Open Pendragon. If you join the server, you might be able to get in on that. And yeah, also shitposting. Mostly shitposting. Come join the shitposting. It's great. We got links on our YouTube, and we should have... I am frozen, but I should be fine with this. And yeah, I have been Mark, playing Sir Florence of Idmiston, or Sir Horrence, as some people are calling him.
Some people are saying this.
Yeah. I know, some people are. I'm one of them. And yeah, I will be... I will be announcing a new project in the coming weeks, so do stay tuned for that. That's going to be a good fun one. But for now, yeah, that's me.
Great.
Hell
Liam.
yeah. Hi, everybody. I've been Liam. I have been Sir Perin, and a little bit of Sir Dallin of Durnford today. The artist formerly known as Dallin of Durnford. I had a wonderful time. This was a super fun session. I'm really excited for next session and the more things that we do and our guest, and also eventually some violence. I'm excited for some violence. I think we've been avoiding it for so long, and we should make it happen again.
Some violence indeed. All right. So we'll certainly be looking to do that. Oh no, we switched around one final time.
I am Mark once more. Oh no, wait, never mind, I'm back.
Anyways, I'm going to go ahead and wrap it there. Thanks for watching, guys, and we'll see you next time. Take care.
Farewell!
Farewell!